The Russ Martin Show.
I saw Tim Powers Friday night, by the way. It's Rick Stein's three smoking chicks sitting with him.
Was Loretta with him?
Mm-hmm. His girlfriend was one of them and two others.
He's paying them. He's paying them.
He's not paying them.
What kind of hot chicks?
They were hot.
And we all loved the Tim.
We loved him.
Well, what kind of hot chicks want to hang out with Droopy Dog?
Especially when most of them weren't born when the cartoon was on.
Yeah. And unless they're looking at it as like hanging out with a celebrity, the Droopy Dog.
Stop it.
I give Tim credit, though. Every time I see him out like that, like you just mentioned, JD, he shows pictures of a vacation. There's 4 hot chicks right there with him.
Yeah, I was with him.
He's got to be paying them.
He's not paying them.
He's paying Loretta.
He's not.
They've been dating for how long? Year and a half?
Yeah. They love each other.
He's worked out some type of exclusivity.
They're in love.
Mm-mm.
Yes.
Mm-mm. He's just current.
God.
Let him get in arrears 1 month and see how long Loretta's around.
I doubt it.
Okay.
He's a great guy.
The other 2 chicks, what did they look like? When you saw at Rick's?
Age-wise, mid-20s, just beautiful.
American, Asian?
Americans.
How were they dressed?
Smoking. Low cut lines.
He paid extra. Maybe got a raise.
Loretta gives him a 3-for-1 every now and then.
Maybe they were just Loretta's friends.
Maybe he used a coupon.
Triple saver?
Yeah. Or maybe he built up some type of bonus points.
Get the 9th and 10th free.
Yeah.
No.
Maybe she got a punch card. Like Subway.
Eat fresh.
Yeah. What day?
Oh, and the mother of 7 that called before we took a break, she's on. She's back on line 2.
Oh. Why did I want to tell? Oh, that's right. What's your name, sweetie?
No, she's on 2.
Oh, I'm sorry. I don't care about you. Gina?
Yes.
Will you come up and let us see your clam?
Absolutely not. I'm waiting for you to put on the shows and get to see it.
Will you take a picture and show it to us?
Hell no. It works just as good as it did before.
I'd like to see it, though, after 7 kids.
It looks the same as it did before.
I don't think it does.
It does.
I'll give you money for it.
And
I'll give you cash.
I am triple D, 34 triple D, 24 waist, and 32 butts. So you can't say that other thing either.
Yeah, I can, because, first of all, part of your waist size could be from your breasts. I'll give you cash for a picture of your clam. And don't trick me by going to the zoo and taking a picture of something else.
Very funny. Boys, why are you acting like little boys?
That's my job.
Okay, cool.
Let me see it.
Now, you show me yours, I'll show you mine.
Absolutely. Come on up.
I live in Aledo.
Huh?
I live out by Weatherford.
Oh.
A little bit of ways away.
What do you do out there? You a windsock?
Russ Martin. Afternoons at 3.
Do I?
Your mood is fine. Why would your mood not be fine?
I don't know. Friday, Everett pointed out.
Everett, you're still on that.
2 hours, and I'm trying to think, at what point did he think my mood changed on Friday, short of when he brought up that my mood had changed?
That's the only thing I saw, is when he actually brought that up, and your mood changed.
Because off the air, we were talking about different medications, and he said, well, what is it you're going through? Well, I don't know. I don't really care. And I'm sure that's a sign of something. Well, why don't you go spend some time with a psychiatrist? I don't want to. I don't really have the drive to go.
That says something into itself, that you don't have the drive to go see a psychiatrist to get over your problem.
I just don't want to waste the time.
So you'd rather feel miserable.
I don't know that I feel miserable.
You said you did.
I'm just kind of complacent. I'm just existing.
Complacent can be a good thing, but, I mean, you know, if it's bothering you, clearly it's not. In fact, somebody even want to know what you're on. Russ, have you started taking any antidepressants yet? If not, you have to let everybody know so we can track your progress and notice any changes while your body adjusts. It's what friends do. So they want to follow you.
I went and gave in to Dr. Anderson, and I said, all right, I'll give the Wellbutrin another chance.
Have you started?
Yeah.
Okay. When did you start?
This today, Monday. Took it a couple of times last week.
Okay.
And then Saturday, I started on a regular basis.
150s or the 300s?
Yesterday, I went up to 300.
Good. How are you feeling?
I'm just asking, how's my mood? Because I don't want somebody to jump in the middle of the show and feel like I've been chastising them for 2 hours.
I will kill Everett. There was nothing changed Friday. Nothing. We had a great show from start to finish. Anytime you blow up things, it's always a good show.
So where did that come from? And is he right? Is he the only one that's got any balls to tell me something?
No, I'll tell you if you have mood changes. I'll tell you when you're being crabby. I told you before. I didn't see it on Friday. I didn't see it today yet.
I've got nothing to complain about.
I guess that's what everybody's concerned about. You have nothing to complain about. You have a great job, great girlfriend, great house, all the cars in the world, all the toys. Why are you upset? Why do you feel anxious? Why do you feel like you can't go anywhere and do anything? You go places. You do things. You get out in your cars. You go to your shop.
Maybe I don't get the right kind of sleep. Don't they say that affects the rest of your day?
Yeah, absolutely. What kind of sleep are you getting?
I don't know.
You up and down all night?
There are times I'll get up, maybe to go piss, and I go back to bed.
Everybody does that. But do you find yourself tired in the morning, hard to get out of bed?
Yes.
That's probably not a good sign. Maybe you need a sleep study.
Why can't I just take amphetamines?
Well, because you want natural sleep. You want a natural sleep style. You know, the thing about...
I mean amphetamines when I get up.
No, you don't want to do that, Elvis. Start taking sleeping pills to go to sleep and amphetamines to wake up.
I'm not taking pills to go to sleep. I'm getting drunk.
Same thing. You're medicating yourself. It's the same thing.
No, it's not.
Yeah, it kind of is if you're drinking to sleep.
Whiskey doesn't need a script.
No, it doesn't. But you're medicating yourself to sleep, and then you want to take amphetamines to wake up.
You know what they're for?
They're for different things, but I don't think that's a natural way to wake up. You should take
Adderall's an amphetamine, right?
Oh, yeah. Are you on that?
No.
Okay. Well, you've taken it before. I didn't know.
Mm-hmm.
Well, you on it? Are you on it?
You mean is it in my system?
It's in your system.
Not by now.
You did this morning. So you are taking things to wake up.
Everybody has some type of stimulant to get up.
And besides, JD, Russ actually has ADD and all the other initial stuff, so Adderall is something that he probably would benefit from.
Yeah.
Is that what the doctor said?
No.
Why don't you go with the
Help me help you over here, would you?
I don't need any help. I keep getting script from different places.
How long are you sleeping at night?
Let's see. What time I went? Last night I went to bed about 10:30. Got up about 8 today.
So you're getting a lot of sleep.
Well, I don't know that it's quality sleep. Maybe I need a sleep study.
The sleep study.
Maybe I got some type of apnea.
I don't think you have that.
Is that what it's called?
You might. Yeah, it is called apnea. These new sleep studies, you don't have to, like I did, you don't have to go to a little hotel room or a little house. Now you can bring them home. Do them at your house.
The people?
No, not the people. It's not as invasive as the one I did. Yeah, it's not as, because I had sensors all over my body. They shave your legs. They put them on your neck, on your head, on your forehead, on your arms. That's why it's hard to sleep.
I'm going to ask the obligatory question. How are you supposed to take a nap?
Well, you just lay there as still as you can to go to sleep. I slept that night, believe it or not, with all that crap on.
You have to sleep on your back?
Yeah, you have to sleep on your back.
Oh, I can't do that.
You can actually turn over, and if you pull a sensor off, they will wake you up. Believe me. They have to put it back on, so they had to wake me up.
Why can't they try it without waking you up? Doesn't that just blow the entire sleep study?
No, I don't know. They obviously have to wake you up to put it back on. They can't just walk in the room. I'm going to wake up if somebody comes in and turns on a light. So, but it worked. I slept from probably midnight. They wake you up at about 5:30 or 6.
How is it you can blow in a chick's mouth and not wake her up, and they can't just do a simple sensor?
She was sleeping hard. She was drunk. I was not drunk.
How long do these things last?
The sleep study is, the one you take home, I think, is multiple nights. The other one, obviously, is one night.
Yeah. Hold on. Yes, Jennifer.
Hey.
Yes?
I do sleep studies in Hearst, and so if y'all need to get one done, I'll be glad to help you out.
Do you have the take-home unit?
No, actually, I have people come to the place that I work to do it, and we have, like, beds and everything. I can travel around and do them at any location.
How long is it?
We don't have to shave anything or anything like that.
Well, if you don't, but you put sensors on them.
Yeah. On your legs, on your chest to monitor your heart rate. We do a snore mic to see if you snore. We monitor your brain waves so we can know when you're in REM sleep and when you're not. And actually, when I have people come to the office, it's not really an option, but if we do at-home sleep studies and they usually drink before they go to sleep, then we want you to do that so we can know how you're actually sleeping.
If you can see him dancing in the studio right now, you'd know how happy you just made him.
Now, drinking obviously is going to affect your quality of sleep, right?
Oh, yeah, definitely. A lot of times whenever you're drunk and you pass out, that's usually when people snore the worst, is when they're drunk. That's when they have the most trouble breathing. And so if you really are drinking before you sleep, that's gonna cause a lot of problems. And if you can't sleep without drinking, obviously there's already a problem.
Have you ever recently slept without drinking?
No.
Okay, fair enough. Then you have a problem.
Does Amy complain about your snoring?
I don't know.
That would involve him carrying or them talking.
And I have actually put a sensor back on without waking someone up. You have to be sneaky, and they have to be a hard sleeper, but it's possible.
Left or right?
I'm going to go left.
Which way are you turning?
Me?
Yeah.
Oh, I turned left.
We didn't put any cash on it. Blow me. All right, so the first thing I should probably stop doing is drinking at night.
Yeah. I mean, if you want to sleep, maybe not. But it's definitely, if you can get to sleep without drinking, then you will hopefully have a better night's sleep.
Because actually, when the alcohol burns out of your system, that's when you wake up in the middle of the night, right?
Well, yeah. Actually, I had one patient that kept on telling me, I don't know why, but I just keep on waking up to go to the bathroom, and they drank like 3 bottles of water before they went to sleep. So you can't really be rude to a patient and tell them that they're an idiot, but sometimes.
All right, I'll try going to bed without alcohol.
You could get sleeping pills, but I don't think you want to go down that route.
Thanks, Jennifer.
The Ambien and the Seroquel and all that stuff, believe me, they'll knock you out. Just make sure you stay at home.
Are you still taking the lorazepam?
I'd rather not answer that.
Why?
Because I'm drinking when I'm taking it. I'd rather not tell you.
Good answer.
What do you mean, good answer? It means he's taking up something he shouldn't be taking while he's drinking.
Hey.
What?
Drink and take lorazepam?
I believe the doctors all say not to. And those guys that went to the school and all.
Which one said that? Who did you talk to?
Well, Venegas has said that.
What? Venegas argues with Chuck about baselines.
Well, I know, but he's also a doctor. He was, for the longest time, all of our internist.
And that's probably how I got to the situation I'm in now. He gave me any kind of drugs that I wanted. Hack.
So you're mad at him now for doing what you asked.
Well, he turned into my Dr. Feelgood.
Just quit taking them.
I can. I'm hooked.
What are you hooked on?
Whatever it is I'm taking.
Adderall?
All right.
Lorazepam?
Yes, sir.
Anything else we need to know about? Oh, Wellbutrin now.
Yeah, well, Butrin's in there.
Okay.
And you started 300 yesterday?
Yeah.
Give that a run. See, by the end of the week, if you're not feeling better.
Take it all. Man, if I feel better just about all the things I can experiment with now. Damn, I love drugs.
If I was doing this, you'd be screaming at me. I had a bag full of drugs. You're like, you're a junkie.
Well, you stopped drinking, then you started carrying a bag around of pills.
I know, but I didn't take them.
You were still carrying them for some type of safety blanket reason.
Totally.
But you're still jumping on me because I was drinking, even though you're running around like Felix.
You're right. I had a bunch of stuff in there. Remember one day we rolled them all out here on the counter. I think I had 15 bottles or something.
So why can't I experiment with them?
Well, you certainly can.
Sooner or later, I'm going to find the one thing that says, get it on.
Is Wellbutrin. All right. Wellbutrin is 300s only today?
That was yesterday.
Yesterday. Okay.
And you took 300 today.
Yeah, I know.
Why not?
I didn't want to push it.
You have to stay on a constant dosage. You can't go up and down. You need to go to 300 and stay there.
Well, I'll take it when I get home.
Okay.
That'd be all right?
Show.
Does it help him sleep? I don't know.
It should.
Oh, will it? Mm-hmm. Okay. Good. How does that mix with alcohol? Because I know you know.
Dandy.
All right.
What's he going to say?
Leave
He can say heroin.
the conversation. Now, can I still take the lorazepam?
Yep.
What do you mean, yep? You're taking advice from him.
How long you been narcotized?
Oh, God.
Okay, thank you.
That doesn't make him mean he knows what he's doing.
He's gone through the entire process. He knows what you can get away with. I'm sure it's not sound medical advice, but we're to the point of reality. You want me to take off a month and go to rehab and figure out what's wrong with me?
No, nothing's wrong with you. I don't think anything's wrong with you. Period. I really don't. You've always been this way.
So you think I'm crazy?
No, I never said you were crazy. This is
well, you said something. There's nothing's wrong with me, and obviously you think it's all psycho. And in essence, you're calling me crazy.
I'm not calling you crazy. You've always been this way. You've always looked on the darker side of things, and you've always wanted to stay home and not travel, not do anything.
Well, looking on the darker side of things is where reality seems to lie.
Okay, well then that's just you. That's just who you're going to be, with or without drugs.
Oil prices. Unrest in the Middle East.
There we go. Your dad started all this crap. Get your affairs in order when you were what?
5 or 6.
Get your affairs in order.
And you can't...
I'll go slap that old man.
Not a lot he can do right now.
Yeah.
And as absurd as that sounds, I really think that's where the rest of it's my own choosing, because I could see that the end of the world didn't come in 1970 or mid-70s or 80s or however long he's been telling me this. The only reason he stopped telling me because he had a stroke.
I agree. This is a lot to do with that.
Well, why would you tell a kid that? You'd ask for something for Christmas? You don't need that. Jesus is coming into the world. You better get your affairs in order. So I can't have the Give a Show projector because Jesus is coming.
Yes, that's correct. What do you want that for anyway? When Jesus comes, there won't be any reason to watch whatever on the wall. That Give a Show projector.
You're going to get that thing and shine in his eyes and screw it up for everybody. Then he won't come down.
Your dad was a little...
He was just... I don't know where in biblical prophecy that everybody keeps pulling this out that the end is near. Because nobody, according to the Bible, from what I've gleaned from it, nobody knows. I know there are signs, but we've had the same signs
for years and years and years.
100 years.
And didn't somewhere in the Bible God say after the big flood he would never destroy the world again?
That's Old Testament. That's everyone tries to.
That falls under the. He says a lot of things.
People try to interpret Revelations, which the biblical scholars can't interpret it. It is a chapter of just everything's written in code. The Christians were trying to get being persecuted by Nero. 666 was their sign code for Nero. It doesn't mean the sign of the beast or anything like that. And it's just.
Didn't they come out later and figure out that 666 wasn't really the mark of the beast? It was something else?
Yeah, it was their code for Nero, the Roman emperor.
So what is the mark of the beast?
No one knows.
And a lot of people think barcoding now, because some people are getting them as tattoos. That's some type of mark of the beast. I'm sick of biblical prophecies. I'm sick of this place.
Well, the fact is, nobody really knows. B, if we did know, what the hell are you going to do about it?
Well, there's nothing, but there's always this paranoia that you carry around nonstop, especially if it starts as a child, because those are your formative years.
I agree. That was,
and it's something you just can't shake, especially coming from a father image, somebody that's 3 or 4 feet taller than you. You look up, you just accept all of it as fact, and then every time you say, well, in a few years, nothing's happened, and he just says, well, that just means we're closer.
He thought he was doing you a favor. He thought he was being fatherly.
Well, what's the favor?
He didn't do this to I'm going to scare him and make his life miserable.
That's what he did.
I know, but that's not what his plan was. His plan was to get you in line in case God... He believed it, clearly. He would have repeated it over and over and over. He said it more than once, yes?
Yeah, it wasn't just one passing and I got it.
Okay, well, then he truly believed it.
Christmas after Christmas, I didn't get crap because Jesus was coming.
Now, is Mark the same way as you are, your brother?
I don't think so.
Now, is he older or younger?
Younger.
Yeah.
Why? He may be. We've never talked about it.
That would be something you should discuss.
I don't want to talk to him about that, because if he believes the same thing, we're just going to have a nice little support group.
Well, at least then you can start to understand where it's coming from.
I know where it's coming from. I just don't know how to get out of it short of dying. I wish just Jesus would come and get this over with.
Why?
Because I know it's going to happen.
You're having a great life.
Just about the time that I snap out of whatever kind of funk I've been in for the past couple of years, the instant you're going to see this great big 100-foot flip-flop come out of the sky. I knew it. I freaking knew it.
At least I'm in a good mood.
Why don't you try to do something out of the ordinary? I mean, reality is...
Who wants to shoot Trey?
I'm in.
Okay.
We've got a lot of emails like that, though.
To shoot Trey?
No.
I don't know about emails, but a few phone calls.
For you to do something, something completely out of the ordinary, something totally different, and do it even once or twice.
You don't think possibly giving it a shot to deliver a baby on Friday was out of the ordinary, and everybody was trying to talk me out of it?
I just think that was a little... out there. I really didn't think you were serious until you off the air said you were.
Off the air, I kept asking Dan, this guy that's called in several times, do you think he's serious? Dan said, I can't tell. He said it wouldn't surprise me if the guy actually showed up. So mentally, as we got to like 6:30, I'm in the mindset, if he shows up and the guy really is a paramedic and he thinks we can do this, I'm going to try it.
We were prepping the studio. We got all kinds of stuff. Somebody sent an email. They didn't believe that bit, by the way. The bit with the guy bringing his wife to the station to give birth was good, but I hope you didn't expect anyone to believe that. I was curious to see how far you would take it, and I was kind of disappointed, actually. Usually you guys on the show do a lot more effort, take a lot more effort in trying to trick everybody.
There was no tricks. There was nowhere to go with this. No. We could have brought somebody in, faked it, and then had the baby explode, which would be stereotypical for us.
Yes, that would have been fun.
And if we were making that a bit, that's probably what would have happened. We wouldn't have had. We haven't heard from him in a while. Sorry.
Wah boom. Well, I've never seen that happen.
Wow.
Shoo.
Mm. Well, I guess we should baptize it. What's left of it. No need for a coat hanger.
No. So? God.
So, yeah, I had just mentally committed myself by the time, if he showed up, we were going to try and do this.
And from the sound of things, the way since they had to stop at the hospital anyway, that's the story we heard, I guess she was really ready to pop.
Unless he was jacking us from the beginning.
Could have been. But he's called before.
But anyway, it was people have called before. That doesn't mean they haven't been jacking with us. What was the first time he called, Dan?
The first time he called a couple of years ago, his wife, same wife, was giving birth. She was in labor. They were at the hospital.
He was in the hospital. He was just listening on the line.
Yeah. He kept calling back.
Now, when he called after the show Friday, after we had waited for a few hours, he said what?
He said that she had woken up. I guess she had fallen asleep briefly in the back of his cab, and she came to and realized that I think the baby was already crowning. And so they couldn't make it.
Well, don't say, ooh, like this is real.
I mean, if it was real, because I remember the crowning part. Oh, that's when the blood starts and the goosh comes out. I'm sorry, I was there.
So that's when she told him that, and he said, okay, well, we're not going to make it. They just pulled off into Parkland. Because obviously Parkland, from where they were coming from south of Dallas, Parkland was closer than we were.
So I don't know if it was a hose job or not. I'm sure face value, it didn't sound like one. And normally, I'm not going to believe anybody that calls in, but he just seemed a little too normal.
Yeah. Believable. I bought it, so.
And then when he said he was a paramedic, EMT, then you went, okay, well,
that's why
this is something that they're trained for. Maybe he's done it on the job before. He knows for the most part, it's just a natural process, especially according to the instructions that we pulled up off Wikipedia. Mm-hmm. You hold them standing up, so the baby, I'm not kidding, hold them vertically, so the baby just kind of drops out.
If there are no complications, you're right. People do it all the time. And, they used to do it in the field and go back to work.
Who?
In the old days.
Which ones?
All people that worked in the field would have babies. That was just... Dan, quit it. That was a story I've read before. I don't know if it was real, but they said women would have babies in the fields and go back to work, yeah.
Well, they just dropped the baby off right in the middle of the...
They would squat and put it in a blanket.
Well, it's soft. It's cotton.
Go back to work. I didn't say that. I didn't say that. Dan's gone.
So if the opportunity comes around again...
Oh, somebody...
I'm game to try it.
Okay, well... I'm sure somebody somewhere is having a baby this week, and no doubt it's probably a listener.
And does it make any difference if the listeners bought it or not? We bought it because we brought in tarps, towels,
plastic sheeting,
handy wipes, the Clorox bleach wipes. We had everything in here that we thought we might need.
Alcohol wipes, yeah, everything.
A little blanket for the kid.
We were ready.
They don't show.
And from what the guy had said, they was born within a matter of minutes of them making it to Parkland.
So they would have been.
And we went through the dry run, so we had it down.
Mm-hmm. You didn't go through a dry run. Shoving a chicken breast into a blow-up sex doll is not a dry run.
You're right. Taking it out is.
Gavin said that, but it sounded hysterical in the office. It's like that sound.
That was a bonding moment that only Dan and I could have together because. It's during one of the breaks. I looked at the sex doll. I said, I wonder if we could go through a dry run with this. We shove a chicken in her clam.
And your exact words were, would it be too absurd?
As Dan's helping me shove the chicken in her puss.
I giggled about that all weekend.
How did that turn out? How many pieces did that baby come out in?
Well, normally babies aren't slow cooked for 7 hours. So in this case, the bones came off of the flesh.
Yes. So your dry run, you two paramedics, you and Dan, didn't work out well.
It was very tender. Damn that sugar baby.
We got it out.
You did. You certainly did.
And in the instructions, they were very adamant about not pulling on the baby. And now we see why.
And in real life, we know that the mother would help, as unlike the sex doll who just sits there with a blank stare.
Lay there with her mouth open. Oh.
Okay, you have the breathing down. And I'm sure the baby's probably going to hold up together a little bit better than the smoked chicken.
I'm quite sure.
Even though it's been in utero crock pot for 7-8 months.
I just love to see your face when a real baby comes out and the blood is everywhere. And there's this white stuff. It looks like you coated the baby in flour and then shoved it back in because there's this white crap all over the baby.
What do they say that is? Obviously, it's some type of mucus.
It's just some kind of, something that was in the mama's tummy. I don't know.
Hey, what were they talking about, the grunt coming out?
I have no idea what she was saying. She was saying the grunt came out the same place the baby does. That's, first of all, impossible. But
wouldn't it be the baby's fecal matter?
No, because the baby hasn't processed food yet. Baby's still getting their food and everything through the umbilical cord. No, there's
where does the baby crap?
Babies don't crap until they're born.
Is that right, Trey?
I don't know.
They don't crap until they're born.
I have heard that
the mother
babies, the poop doesn't stink until like a couple weeks after they're born.
That's a joy the day that happens because you've been changing diapers.
How come it don't initially stink?
Because when you're on breast milk, for whatever, it digests very easily and very well. The minute you
then leave them on that.
Well, you can't be on it forever. At some point, you have to go to regular milk, or you go to a formula. And the day you do that, Jackson, the first one you open up, because you're used to changing them in the middle of the night. Whatever, no bad. This is great. These babies don't stink at all. And then the day that it starts, you're like, that baby's dead. I don't care if it's crying or not. That baby's dead. It's the worst thing you've ever smelled in your life. Because you also, it's probably 3 a.m. You don't expect it either.
And you don't see it coming.
You don't see it coming at all. If it looks the same, it just suddenly reeks.
Sometimes don't they piss on you while you're changing them?
Yes, they do.
I would think that wouldn't be the most prudent of all ideas, because I'm not going to change you anymore. If you're going to give Daddy a golden mouthful.
You get every body fluid you can imagine on you as a parent. Every one of them. They puke. They sneeze and blow snot all over you. They all sneeze with food in their mouth and just cover you. You give a little bit. And they give you no warning. It's like, you did applesauce. Oh, Jesus Christ. And it's all in your face.
What's my incentive to ever have a baby?
Yeah, believe me, I know what I know now.
Well, you had 2 of them.
We had 2 of them. Yeah, well, you have one, you go, what the hell? I can't believe women go through it twice. That's my biggest thing. Is I can't imagine why you'd ever do that twice.
Do we need a break?
Yeah.
Do I want to take any of those, Alfie? Which one?
Line 3.
Okay. Yes, Jill.
Yes, babies do crap inside of you, because it was one of I had that complication during pregnancy, and when my water broke, it comes out like green and nasty.
Oh.
Hello?
I didn't know that.
Didn't need to know that.
How deep? There's got to be a cleaner way to do this if we go through it. Yeah. Because now I'm anxious to go through the process, and I know there's going to be somebody stupid enough to bring a baby up here and let us birth it.
There's no way to get around the blood and the.
Can you just run a water hose over the puss as the baby's coming out? That way things just kind of continually cleanse?
No.
Well, it's either that or get some chips.
No, we're not. Oh, God.
Do you want a break?
Yes. Yeah.
We'll be back to the Russ Martin Show. We're back to the Russ Martin Show.
What is this one?
AM radio.
Who's the band?
Everclear? Yes.
I don't know this one either.
It was a hit.
How long ago?
Close? 2 years? 2, 3 years ago?
John, you know this one?
Never heard of it. Was it like a Kiss FM hit?
Yeah.
Sounds like they sampled Mr. Big Stuff.
Yeah, kind of.
Mr. Big Stuff.
Yep.
I kind of like that one. But the Snoop Dogg's coming out.
You gotta leave the Snoop Dogg in.
No.
That's a great. What is it? Does that have to drop it like it's hot?
Uh-huh.
The one that just starts.
I know. Joe, I got.
How do you sit down to actually compose a song and you decide that's what's going to sound best at the beginning of it?
Just go Snoop. And then the other guy going
with his mouth.
Yeah. At least get an instrument to do it.
And the sad thing is, he got paid hundreds of thousands of dollars to do it.
To make the clip plop?
To produce the song.
Could have got a horse in there for free. Larry North do it.
When the pimp's in the clip, mom, drop it like it's hot. Drop it like it's hot.
I got a couple of emails off of MySpace from chicks that were all up into this.
Walk it like it's hot.
Friday night I got home, Joy's like, I love that song.
Like it's hot. Pop it like it's hot. Pop it like
It's not any different than any of the other hip hop.
Seems like you can do this with a home computer, a Casio.
First time I heard it, I really thought it was George of the Jungle.
Huge hit.
Well, is this a current hit?
About a year ago.
Oh, something changed.
No,
it didn't. I bet.
Is that you on the hotline, Dan?
Yep.
All right. All right, what you got?
Oh, sorry. Traffic brought to us by Lone Star Overnight and Reliant Energy. A few problems already. In Dallas, there's an accident, 35 northbound Durant to Woodall Rogers going eastbound. That accident has you backed up to I-30. In Irving, normally fast, 114. 114 westbound at Freeport Parkway. There's an accident blocking the left lane. And in Plano, 75 northbound before Plano Parkway, there's a vehicle with a flat tire in the carpool lane. There's your look at traffic. I'm Dan O'Malley on the Russ Martin Show.
Still hot. There's a chance for showers moving in this afternoon and into the evening hours. 80 for the low, mid to upper 90s the rest of the week. 94 now at Live 105.3.
I didn't see it till today on the noon news. Anybody else see that the pizza place that got robbed in Denton and the kid beat the piss out of the robber?
Pulled that story?
No. Yeah. I couldn't tell. I'm going to guess the guy that came in, first of all, he had a wig, some type of disguise. It appears he only had a knife.
They said it was a toy gun.
Oh.
I saw the story on Saturday afternoon, but then I didn't see the video until today.
Isn't that great?
Were you able to find the kid, John?
Yes. Yes, we have his phone number if you'd like to call him.
Yeah, I want to know.
You want me to call him?
Yeah, go ahead. Does Alfie have the number?
He should, yes.
I'm curious he had to know it was a toy gun because as you watch the video, nobody really seems too concerned. In fact, the only time anybody got concerned is when the employee started beating the piss out of the guy with the toy gun because somebody actually pulled him off of him.
I gotta see the video.
Oh my God,
he
it's
knocked him the hell out. How old is the kid?
Let me look here.
17.
Is he 17?
Yeah, the clerk, 17-year-old Rudy Sandoval, said he was going to give the suspect the money, but decided to fight back when the suspect decided to slap him. At that point, it's just like, oh, no, you didn't.
He just beats the living crap out of the guy. It's so funny to watch. I won't ruin it, the rest of it, but the video's just...
Dan, do you have the link?
I can pull it up for you.
I was going to load it and show it to Trey. I'm not sure, but I also think it ran on the national news.
Yeah, it has. It's run everywhere now.
When was the robbery?
It was Friday night.
Yeah.
Dan, you look for the link, and JD, you can read me the story.
Okay. Alrighty. All right, let me see here. It says, then police say a man attempted to rob a pizza restaurant Friday night, but one of the store's employees fought back, and then 3 citizens stepped in to make sure the suspect and his accomplices went to jail. Benjamin Ramirez, who was 41, walked into the Pizza Patron at the 100 block of East University Drive about 10:30 p.m. He was wearing a wig, dark glasses, and carrying what appeared to be a silver handgun. Speaking in Spanish, Ramirez told the clerk to give me the money, and then slapped the worker in the face. The clerk, 17-year-old Rudy Sandoval, said he was going to give the suspect the money, but decided to fight back once he slapped him. Sandoval says, I ran up on him right here. He shows, obviously in the video, I just struck him 2 or 3 really good times right here. He dropped right there and started snorting. Ramirez was passed out for several minutes, but regained consciousness and was able to get up and run from the restaurant. That's when somebody passing by outside realized there was something wrong. They gave chase. They got the description of the car, and the cops got him.
How did he get out? Because in the course of in the course of the beating, somebody walks over and locks the door.
I saw that. Unless it's just one of those flip latches.
All right, this doesn't have any audio trick. It's just got a tone. I don't know why. This is the security camera footage. There's the guy right there.
Okay.
And I guess this is Rudy. Looks like a big kid. And what's funny is this guy with the wig on and the black outfit and the sneakers, who does that look like?
JD.
Does not.
Looks just like you.
Oh, it does.
Where? Let me see. I didn't see that. Yeah, a little bit. Well, it wasn't me.
Then the robber slaps at Rudy, backs up. I think this is the long version, because what I saw on the news, Rudy starts wailing on him pretty quick. And I mean, it's 2 or 3 good punches, enough to knock him the freak out on the prep table.
Starts right here, I think.
The beating?
Yeah, the initial beating, not when he actually knocks him out cold.
All right, that's the first scuffle. They're going back and forth. At that point, what do you really think is going to happen? Obviously, the guy's not buying your toy gun story, because here's where somebody goes up, locks the front door, so the beating can commence. Now they're out of the shot of the camera. The shot of the camera looks like it's straight over the prep area, and you can catch 2 or 3 of the doors, the entry doors. Is that Rudy? Yeah, I'll let this... Now he's trying to take the cash out. All right, here's where Rudy wails on him.
Damn. And if you look at that metal table as his body slides off of it, he slammed him into it and dented it.
Oh, he did?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. There's like the table's dented about 8 inches.
And he only hit him 3 times.
3 really good ones.
Watch, here it is.
Bam.
1, 2, 3, out. The guy just lays there on the table, then slides to the floor. You're right, I never noticed that, where he actually dented the prep table.
That's impressive.
Rudy?
Yeah.
You little scamp. At what point did you realize he didn't have a real gun?
Well, I didn't even know if he had a gun or not, but, I was pretty calm about it. I wasn't scared or anything. But after, I kept telling, we didn't have no money. I was just trying to be like, man, I hope this guy just leaves, But after he slapped me, that's when I was like, all right, it's not even about the money. That was bad, just completely. I told him, too. I told him straight, you touch me one more time, I'm going to kick your ass. That's what I told him. So, we kept arguing back and forth, and at the same time I was telling the other girl, get out of here, I'll take care of this. And then, the thing that pissed me off even more when he told me, if you don't give me the cash, I'm going to kill you. So I was like, all right, then, he going to keep playing. So, then you can see right there when, he tries to swing at me again. That's why I was like, okay, oh, hell no, it's done now. I started swinging.
Now, when you guys leave the camera shot, it looks like everybody goes to the back. What's going on back there?
No, we're okay, got out of the camera. We were on the floor and stuff. And we were just fighting on the floor still. I guess he tried to, wrestle me or something. But, I ain't wrestling. I was just straight punching, so...
And obviously in the back, the part of the video we can't see, you already overpowered him. Why does he think because then he still comes up and tries to get the cash.
Yeah, because, I don't know what's going on, but then I kind of shit out. I thought he was leaving, but then he, goes out a little bit, puts his shirt over his head, I guess, try to cover up. But then, the other girl comes in the picture and opens the register, finna give him the cash. I was like, no, I know that I did not just do this for nothing. So, I heard the cash register. So then I went back and I was like, wham, just took him out, and then that was it. And then I didn't really care after that. I didn't care if he got away. So I just left outside, and then I saw some guy, and I was like, hey, man, can you call cops for me real quick? And then, the cops, the cops, I guess, were on the way. And, I guess he finally got up, and he's, knocked everything down on the way out the back door, and, blood everywhere. And,
Okay, yeah, I see that. The security footage here actually goes to the back room, and it shows him.
And he, falls over or something, and then he finally makes it outside. And then I saw him outside, and I didn't really care if he got away, and I just saw him, and he started, limping off a litlittle bit, and he kind of tried to jog, and I guess the cops got him down the street, though.
Have you guys ever been robbed before?
Nah, no, really.
Because any time in the past, when I worked, in fact, it was a pizza place. They came in, and I didn't even stop to think to ask them, is that real? Because they shove it in your face, and all you could see is a big oil drum shoved in your mug with the bullet at the end of it. Yeah. But I don't get why he kept struggling with you back and forth. Obviously, you weren't going to cough up the cash, and you had already slapped him around in the back room. Then he comes back up front for another go-round.
Yeah.
Why did while you're wailing on him, why did that chick pull you off of him?
I really don't know. There's some things, I don't know, people are saying that she has something to do with it. But, I would have kept going. I was just, hyped up, I was ready to fight again afterwards. And I was, I wasn't going to stop. grabbed me by the neck and like got on me, and then I was like, man, and then I was just pissed, and like in the whole video we have like all the scenes of the angles, like you see me in the back pacing back and forth. I was just like mad, I was just yelling, cussing, and then I just finally just left outside.
I don't get why you didn't call the cops.
I didn't get to call the cops because, that guy was right there, and I didn't want to let him take the register. That's why when I went outside.
No, I mean after you knocked him out. After you knocked him out, how long was he on the floor?
Oh, he was on the floor for good 3 minutes probably. I'm not sure. He took a while to get up.
And you can see him twitching.
Oh yeah, when I knocked him out, like I said in one of my news interviews, and I heard him snoring and he started shaking. Like you seen fight videos, when people start snoring.
Yeah.
He started snoring, man, for real. And I was just like, ooh, I was just hyped up.
I kept watching the video because I really figured you were going to come back in and take another round on him because I figured you were just tired of beating his ass. Now, what's the name of the pizza place?
Pizza Patron. It's in Denton right here.
Go ahead and give the address.
Oh, I think it's 101. It's on University. I think it's 101 or 111 University. It's right there at the intersection of the Locust and University, man. We got cheap pizza.
What does a large pizza go for?
$6.48 for an extra large pizza.
How many toppings?
1 topping.
That's not bad.
Then our most expensive pizza is 4 more topping. It's the extra large too. It's $8.65.
You better get some headshots of yourself printed because you're gonna have to start signing autographs.
No. A lot of people be emailing me, comments, all that stuff on MySpace. Somebody posted it up on YouTube, and there's already 3,000 views on there. So. I know.
Did management or the owner or anybody they say anything to you about refusing to give him the cash?
Well, my main boss, he was I guess he was pretty proud of me, but then again, he told me if this ever happens next time, just give him the cash. I didn't want nothing to happen to you and all this. But
that's what the cops are going to tell you too. We're glad you did it, but don't do that again.
Yeah, that's what everybody's telling me too.
No, but I'm with Rudy on this. The first time he slaps me, dude, you're going to come in and take the cash. You go get your stuff, but don't start treating me like your bitch.
So, yeah, bro, that's what I was like, man, you going to, I was like, oh, hell, but man, you touch me one more time, I'm going to kick your ass, for real. I told him straight up, then he started, every time I go towards him, he back away a little bit, so he kind of rounded each other a little bit, walking back and forth, arguing, I was like, man, we ain't got no money, he tried to slap me again, that's it. Started just swinging.
At what point did you know it was a toy gun?
Well, actually, I didn't know it was a toy gun because I didn't even think he had anything. I think he just had his hand under his shirt because I was like, man, this dude's stupid, If you have a gun, you can put it in his face, in my face, for real. But, when I saw him come in, he had his hand in his shirt. I didn't think he had anything. But, after I kicked his ass and he ran out, the cash was on the floor, every blood, everything. I saw, a little thing on the floor, and it was, a handle. And, it was I guess it was a piece of the toy gun. And then I looked around more, and, I found another piece. It was, a little silver revolver with an orange cap on it.
God.
So...
That's when you pull out your own gun and go, now.
Here's a gun.
If you want to compare the two, you want a close look at it, and then you pistol whip him for about a half hour. Now, what did the cops say when they got there? Did they chastise you? Did they tell you that wasn't the thing to do?
Well, yeah, they were like, you need to be careful, but I really didn't care after he slapped me, so I didn't even think about anything else.
So, I'm going to guess, had he not slapped you, he probably would have gotten the cash and been done.
Yeah, he would, that was my plan, too. I already just get this over with, I didn't want nobody, nothing to happen, so... give him the cash, that's it, but then he slapped me.
Oh, shit. Oh, yes. Oh, vato, no. Not today. All right. Well, we need to send him something. How old are you, Rudy?
I just 17 in May.
All right, we can't send him any booze. Do we have any concert tickets?
Yeah.
What do you like to see?
It don't matter. Right now, I'm just working on my truck, trying to fix it. So,
what kind of repairs you need on your truck?
Well, right now, I need to buy new wheels for it, because they're going out. So, and I just need an alignment. My horn don't work. So I just
I can help you out with the alignment, and I'll call Discount Tires and see if we can get you a deal on the wheels and tires.
Yeah, there's a Discount Tire over here in Denton.
Well, I'll call the one that's next door to my shop. What kind of truck is it?
It's a 81 Sierra Classic. It's a short bed, those short bed Chevys.
Okay.
Yeah, it's like slammed to the floor.
Oh, it's a lowrider?
Not really, it's like more of a muscle truck, because I got a 305, but it's not that much, but it's like still pretty loud. And I got big wide tires on there, like racing tires on there.
All right. I'll see what we can get you.
All right, man.
Has any of the national media called you, CNN, anyone?
Yeah. I've already been on Los Angeles, I've been in New York, Pennsylvania, like the Fox 4, ABC 1, Channel 8, 11, like just a lot of stuff, and like the Inside Edition thing, I don't even know what that is really, but the producer of that just called me, so I don't know.
Well, you know what, at this point, I'd tell them you're charging for interviews.
I mean, I want to, but then again, I don't want to sound like an ass either. Be like, hey, that's some money, so.
You know what? Just like right now, I'm not giving you anything, but they're going to want to build ratings just based on your story. Why not get some cash out of it? At least your buddy is going to try and get you some tires in your front end of the line.
Yeah.
Are you at work today?
No, today's my day off. I worked yesterday. I go in tomorrow, though.
When did this robbery happen?
It happened Friday night.
About what time?
About 10:20, 10:30.
I guess he just scoped the place out and thought, well, there's just a couple of kids in there. This is going to be
late. It's going to be a lot of cash.
It's going to be easy picking. Yeah, I'll catch them near the end of the day.
Yep.
Probably
before they put the money in the safe yet, even.
Yeah, you got a 17-year-old kid. He's not going to know if it's a real gun or not. Oh, please.
I'll slap him around. That'll scare him.
Now, we have Rudy's phone number?
We do.
All right.
His home number. We don't have a cell. He doesn't have a cell.
All right. Rudy, I'll check on these things, and we'll call you about your tires and stuff.
Thanks, man. Do y'all need my address or something? Or?
No, we'll call you.
Okay. Thanks.
All right. Thank you, sir, for the time.
All right, bye.
All right. Just the slapping him aspect.
I'll go in there and I'll slap him around. That'll scare the crap out of him. Then I'll have control. I love that video when the guy just slumps. He's totally gone, then just goes to the floor and this big dent is in the table.
And he only wails on him 3 shots.
Yeah, but Rudy's a big fella. And he's motivated. Pissed off. Oh, no, you didn't.
Well, it's like I said, you go in the back as a criminal, you would know that you've already lost control of the situation.
Absolutely.
If the employees are beating your ass. Don't go back up front and try and get the cash and get out of there, because you've already lost control of this situation, and there's really no air of respect for you.
No.
And really, he gave him the opportunity, because like Rudy said, the guy slaps him, and then he says, okay, do it again, I'm going to kick your ass. So he got the warning.
Well, I've got the toy gun. How did I lose control?
And the guy's not that Rudy's wailing on is not that big.
No, he's a little guy, but 3 punches. Out.
And you're right, it bent the piss out of that prep table. I believe those are solid stainless steel.
And I love the guy's mugshot. He's got the big head wound wrap around the crown of his head.
Oh, I haven't seen that.
Yeah. But the picture I want to see is I want to see the picture of his lower back today, because I can't imagine how many different colors of purple and blue that it must be from hitting that table.
Have you seen his mugshot, Trey? Here's right there.
God, and you know the cops gave him hell when they brought him in.
What happened to you?
What'd you do?
Man, you don't slap no pizza kids.
Things I learned today.
Trey, call Daryl during the break.
Okay.
And find out a Discount Tire will give us a deal. Obviously, we can do the front end alignment. But this kid should get something.
Yeah. I fully expected when I first called him maybe that he would be charging already for interviews. But he hasn't. He's like, no.
Well, especially if it's going to be a national show.
If it's Inside Edition.
Yeah, charge them something.
Yeah.
Well, and especially something like Inside Edition.
They've got money.
Yeah.
That's what they pay for.
And they pay for that stuff all the time anyway.
Now this guy's in the lockup. It's Benjamin Ramirez, and he's got to tell everybody else in Gen Pop what happened to him.
Happened to your head, man.
I slept a pizza guy.
You got your ass kicked by the pizza dude.
Yeah, but I got a good nap out of it.
How long before we need to break?
Yeah.
All right. Try call Daryl during the break.
We'll do.
All right, we'll be back.
We'll be back to the Russ Martin Show. We're back to the Russ Martin Show. Call Russ, who's impervious to all that surrounds him. Now, 214-787-1053.
All right, then I missed that earlier. They think the chick working at the pizza place might have been in on the robbery?
Possibly correct.
Yeah, that was something that Rudy had mentioned. I guess that was mentioned to him because I guess of her actions in the video, her pulling Rudy off of the suspect. And then the other thing I was wondering too is why the same girl, while he's beating his ass, why would she go to the front door and lock it?
I thought she went and locked the door because Rudy was wailing on him and they didn't want him to get away.
And that was my initial thought, too. I thought, wow, these two make a good team, and this guy's in for it.
Yeah, because at that point, she locks the door, and you expect a guy who's now got his ass beat for the last several minutes making a mad dash for the front door and then running into it.
And I know how fun that is. What?
Did you call Daryl, Trey?
Yes.
What are you going to get for him, the kid?
I'm going to try and see if we can get a deal from Discount Tire. They sell wheels, too, don't they?
I believe so, yes.
Yes, they do.
Oh, okay.
Daryl said he'll call the manager, and he said he's sure can work out something.
Okay. Cool. Well, that way, if one of the national shows calls Rudy now, he'd say, well, one of my vatos helping me get the tires and wheels for my truck. What do you do for me?
Just a local boy help me out.
You're a national show. What do you figure he could charge him? $1,000?
That's what I was trying to figure out. I would think.
I was going to say $300 to $500.
Yeah, but I would say you're right. Start with $1,000, and then who knows? You may get someone that'll give it to you, or they'll say,
"Well, there's a good video that goes with it." That's the only thing.
Yeah, it's too bad there's no sound.
You want that sound of hitting him?
I want to hear him.
Just whatever's going on in the back room when they leave sight of the camera. I wanted to hear that.
And I wanted to hear where he slams him into that prep table and dents it half a foot.
I want to hear the guy gurgling. Passed out.
Oh, the snoring. Oh, God.
And you could tell when he came in, he didn't really have any type of commanding air about him because he always kept his distance from Rudy. That's why I thought you can't tell in the video. I thought maybe all he had was a knife because he kept his distance between him and everybody else.
Yeah, he just didn't.
Because if you come in with a real gun, the first thing you do is you shove it in their puss. So when the cops ask what he looked like this.
Giant.
It looked like the end of an oil drum. Because when I got held up, that's all I remembered was a great big nickel-plated .45 right up in my nose.
Now, didn't you think? Hadn't that happened to you twice?
Yeah.
Now, one of them you thought you really were going to get shot because he didn't wear a disguise?
Yeah, I didn't care for that, no. The first time we got robbed, it was a different pizza place. We had left the side door open because we had just chunked all the ice out of the salad bar. We're sitting in one of the booths, me and one of the waitresses, and I'm just going through the cash, reconciling the books. Side door comes open. Guy comes around wearing a ski mask. I went, Eric, no.
You thought it was your friend?
Yeah.
Eric, not even cute. Pull it off. Not Eric.
No, because he got rude.
Pulled the gun out.
Yeah. And we're sitting in a booth. No place to go. Beverly's tugging on me. I went, bitch, just sit here. Now, he may want to rape you. That'll give me time to call the police. So you give it to him good.
Big man.
So we give him all the cash that's sitting there, and he sticks a gun up under the table. I'm like, he's going to shoot me in the...
What was the gun on the table for?
He's going, is there any more cash down there?
Oh, okay.
What, you got it all. If you want, we can go next door and I'll help you rob your Chevron. And he left, and then that was that. And it was about a year later. I was working at a different pizza place. About a quarter to midnight, front door opens, blonde-headed kid comes in, probably about 17, you punk. I meet him in the hallway. How you doing? He goes, good. He goes to the bathroom. Oh, okay. I go up to the counter. He comes back up with his nickel-plated 45. He said, give me all the cash. And I went, no. Huh? No, don't shoot me.
Oh.
But everybody that saw it happen thought that I was bowing up to him. Thank God he didn't think that.
Big man. Why didn't you beat his ass like Rudy did?
No.
Why?
Because the gun was large.
And real.
Oh, yeah. Well, Rudy didn't know that.
Well, again, he always kept his distance from Rudy, so he couldn't really tell if he had anything in his hand or not.
And actually, Rudy said that he didn't even see a gun or anything until after the guy had picked himself up off the floor. And that's when he saw the little orange cap in it.
So the guy with the great big nickel-plated 45 takes me over the register. He goes, put all the cash in the bag. You got a bag? No. You got one.
I don't. You got you covered, buddy.
I filled it up and went, there you go. He goes, all right, let's go in the back. I went, I don't have the key to the combination to the safe. He pulls a hammer back. I know who's got it, though. Our manager was out in the lobby playing asteroids. And I called him up to the counter. He goes, hang on a second. I'm up to over 100,000 points. I got too many ships.
No.
This guy's going to get rid of all your ships. You know, get your ass up here. He takes us all in the back, and Lonnie's opening up the safe, hands him all the cash. Guy drops a 50 or something on the floor. Lonnie picks it up. He goes, you hear, you dropped that one. And I'm watching him the entire time because I figured he's got no mask. He's going to kill us.
Yeah.
So at least you watch his hands the entire time. Because if he's going to start shooting somebody, don't just sit there and take it. Yes. It's not a matter of being a hero or bowing up. It's just, that's a last-ditch effort.
Just don't sit there like a chicken.
And he took the cash and left.
Did you ever catch either one of those guys? Do you know what?
I don't think so. And at one pizza place, where he took us in the back, I think they were robbed 2 more times in the course of the year and a half I was there.
I think I'd find other employment.
That's what I did.
Yes, smart move. Was that your last day there, or did you continue to work there?
No, I stayed there for another year and a half. And after the 2 more robberies was when I decided to get into another food service. Baskin-Robbins seems a lot safer. But normally that's where they take you in the walk-in freezer.
Yeah, so the body will stink after a couple of days.
What is line 1?
He wants to help Rudy get some tires.
Oh. Dan, did you find Rudy's MySpace page?
Yeah.
How'd you find it?
Just hit the search, type in his name. He was actually the first person that popped up.
What's his last name?
Sandoval.
Okay. Tell him to do that, and Rudy's MySpace will pop up. You can send him some cash if he wants to. Yeah, kid from L.A. You decide you're going to go in and slap him.
I just love Rudy's answer. You slap me again, yes. I slap you with a gun. Okay. You won't wear it.
Slap me again, and we'll just see. Just as a little cursory test. Because obviously you're not that good at any of this. Somebody was sitting on hold, and again, I don't know how much of this is accurate. They speculate possibly the guy that tried to rob the place was related to somebody else there.
Okay, so that would maybe be the connection that Rudy had mentioned as far as someone else.
Possibly. All right. Anything else before we get the news?
Yeah, I found something interesting on Wikipedia the other day. I was over the weekend looking through it. You pulled your Wikipedia up recently, Russ?
No.
Russ Martin, well known for his fascination with the 60s television show.
Well, I've seen it before. Somebody sent me the link. The damn thing's like 5 pages long.
I just pulled up this part. Talks about your 2 Batmobiles, your Speed Racer, recently the 76 Gran Torino from Starsky & Hutch. Russ has also been known to be an advocate of skull bandits, and he may be found in your local container store searching for containers to spit his chaw into.
And people say not to trust Wikipedia.
Nice. So proud of you.
I've had listeners follow me around that I didn't know until afterwards at, what was the last place? Garden Ridge.
They're waiting to see what you're spitting into.
This was a couple of weeks ago. I was spitting into the Halloween decorations. They got a really cool haunted house now.
Do they really? Already?
Oh, yeah.
They're ready for Halloween?
Yeah, they were clearing out a lot of the aisles, just getting ready to put all the new Halloween stuff in. They had a few blow-ups already ready to go.
No idea that was already underway. So you're spitting into what?
Just different things.
People are following you.
I suppose. Well, it looks nasty carrying a cup around and...
It looks nasty spitting into stuff that's not yours.
Normally, I check before I let one fly.
Check what?
Around.
People see it.
You look down like you're actually interested in whatever it is you're looking at, and then you let it go.
He's very interested in that pot. Oh.
Haven't you ever done that, Trey?
No.
How do you go into some place and not spit while you're in there?
I'll take a pouch out, or I don't walk into a place with a dip in my mouth.
Oh. That's the best way I've found to get service.
Spitting?
No, I don't know how they can tell, but you walk in and you got a mouthful of spit, everybody's going to ask you, what can they do for you?
Can I help you? You look like you need to talk. Get it off your chest. Your buddy's here.
It's almost like a challenge. You go in, not to get pumped.
Aren't you worried about security cameras?
Well, I care. It's not against the law to spit on something.
Oh, you're damaging property.
Plus, they're not really going to be able to tell what I'm doing. You look down, you go, well, let's, what is that, Speed Racer? I wonder how much this thing is.
Let it fly.
Nobody's caught me yet. And they're right, the container store is the best, because it's full of containers.
Well, yeah. The name would sort of tell you. It doesn't say Chaw Store. Come spit with us.
And Garden Ridge is another easy place. All you got to do is go back and look at the ficus trees. It's like going out in the woods. And yeah, I spit in the woods.
I'm sure you do.
All right, you ready for news, Dan?
Yeah.
You going to play the audio from Friday night?
Oh, of Alfie?
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
What'd you do to him now?
We were on the way out, and Alfie's running like us, and it just seemed too easy.
What'd you
I
do?
knew it's the same thing that we're always doing. It just, we couldn't let it go.
You couldn't let it go.
Yeah. It's a Stray with a mic. And Alfie came down here afterwards. He goes, I didn't know any of that was coming. I can try and fake it better if you want. No, you got it on your first pass. Yeah. That's all of it is.
Leave Alfie alone. Snickering. Leave him alone. Poor guy. Now, my favorite one, I must say, is the one where the cannon goes off. He just starts to calm down from the explosions. And
No, part of what it was is just when Alfie thought everything was safe.
Yeah.
It wasn't.
Let me see if this is the one. Dan, you were here for this one. Tell me if you think this is the right one.
Okay. Good to go. This is it.
Okay.
Studio, this is Alfie.
What are you doing?
Why?
Are you mad at me?
No, yeah. Should I be?
Not for another couple of seconds.
Yeah.
This is when he thought he couldn't be more frightening.
Should I be?
Not for another couple of seconds. Do we still have the audio from the 18-gun salute before we broke for the July 4th week? I don't know what it would be on. I don't archive the show.
I would have it on my computer if you want me to go pull it.
Let me think. I can't think of where we put that. Let me see if it's over here. 911
Put it on that Friday.
Cannon with JD.
What's that?
I don't know. Oh, confused. David Henry Chaser. David Henry Cannon.
Oh, that's fun.
Let's see where it is on this.
I'm not telling.
Whoa, was it Debbie Henry? Because
No, I promise.
Who was it?
No, she's real cool.
Who was it?
Just someone mentioned there was a loud noise on, I heard it last week while I was in New York.
And what'd they say?
They just said it was loud. It was like a firecracker.
Who told you that it was in the building?
I didn't hear specifically it was in the building.
That's the first thing you asked me. Are you shooting a cannon in the building?
Well, I did ask you that.
All right.
Well, I can't reveal my source.
Why?
Because you'll kill them.
I'm not going to. You're general manager. You're in absolute control of everything that goes on in this building.
Oh, yeah,
now,
right.
Trey. What did he say?
I couldn't tell.
Stop! Hanging up.
And you kept
Look at Gavin flashing into his office. That's always my favorite. What was the other one where Gavin, we'll do news. David Henry got something.
It's when he got shocked.
Is that when Gavin's laughing in his office?
Uh-huh.
Oh, yeah.
Are you sure that's the one?
He took the strength test.
Oh, yeah.
We have that, Chloe?
Yes.
You going to give it to me?
Hang on.
All right, I'll stand here.
How's the Wellbutrin working for you?
I seem to be okay.
Good. And you just kicked to 300 to just yesterday.
Sunday. Then I'll take another 300 tonight.
Okay.
Are there usually any type of physical side effects that come when you initially start taking the Wellbutrin, or even when you kick up to the higher dosage?
I don't know. I haven't been able to get a hold of Dr. Anderson, so I'm just going on Trey's advice.
Would you like me to call Dr. Venegas during the break and ask him if there's any physical side effects we should be looking for?
I haven't noticed any.
All right.
The normal dosage is 150. Trey said bumped up to 300.
Trey said.
Actually, 300 is the normal dosage.
So why do people start at 150?
Well, you have to build up. I mean, you're taking an antidepressant. It's messing, chemicals with your mind.
Okay,
So
all the times you've taken any side effects that we should watch for?
No.
Nothing. That's hard to believe any pill could do something and there wouldn't be some kind of side effect.
That's why it's one of the more popular ones, is because it's very few side effects.
I haven't noticed really being cranky this go round.
That's good.
What's cut, Chloe?
18.
Okay.
Which one is this again? I've seen these at the circus. They just show how much strength you have in your hand.
All right, pick that up.
David Henry came in during a break. What did he come in for? Oh, that's right, to get toasted. Because he was on his way home.
Have a sip of whiskey and get toasted.
And then we got all the shocking games out. The Extreme Shock. I don't even know what
the four handles.
What is that game called?
Lightning reaction.
Yeah. It's got the 4 chrome handles. Everybody holds one. And when the music stops, the last one to hit the button is the one that gets zits. Now, if you're only playing by yourself,
then this happens.
Yeah. Now hold it on the ground. Hold on. Right here.
What do I do?
Hang on. Does he have
This one too?
No, that one works. All right, anytime.
Damn, all right. If I was like that? No? Is it going to shock me?
No. Give him the other one, Trey.
Try it again.
It's strong.
A little poke in the eye on his way out. You're strong. This is the one that's got Gavin on the tail end of it. Is that right?
It's strong.
Look at Gavin in his office.
What are you doing?
I think he fell out of his chair.
What is it, Gavin? I'd like to hear that again.
Yeah, you've seen these at the circus. They just show how much strength you have in your hand.
All right, pick that up.
Yeah, now hold it on the ground. Hold on. Right here.
What do I do?
Hang on. Does he have
This one too?
No, that one works. All right, anytime.
Damn, all right. If I was like that?
How could you be general manager for over several stations and really be this stupid?
Again, he thought he was just being one of the guys in the clubhouse, hanging out, having fun.
He knows all the crap that goes on in this studio.
I know. You'd think you wouldn't know better, especially when this damn thing says it on the label.
No? Is it going to shock me?
No. Give him the other one, Trey.
Try it again.
It's strong.
Look at Gavin in his office.
What are you doing?
I think he fell out of his chair.
What is it, Gavin? All right.
Every once in a while it turns on somebody else and just makes Gavin's day.
Ready for news, Dan?
Yeah.
How we doing, Chloe?
We need to break.
Right now?
Yes.
When we come out of the last one?
429.
I hate asking this over and over. What have we done?
We've had fun. We've played the Shocking Game audio. We played the Boom. We played you played what you did Friday to Alfie.
Are you sure we didn't just come out of a break?
429? Let me double check.
That's about right. 429. That's correct.
Yep.
You want to hear any of the side effects of your medicine?
Sure, go ahead.
Blurred vision, difficult breathing, faster irregular heartbeat, increased blood pressure, and hallucinations.
Sweet. All I've had is my blood pressure went up, but that seemed to level out.
If you're not having any of these problems, then you may be doing really well with this one.
Well, like I said, I took it a couple of years ago. I forget why I stopped. I think I just ran out and
didn't do it.
Didn't really see any benefits. Nothing seemed to change when I got off of it. I did it just because Carlos had pushed it on me for so long. All right, as long as there's really no big side effects and it's not going to affect the show or just my daily activities, all right, I don't give an F.
We'll see at the end of the week if you're, weak or even need blurred vision or any issues like that. But
I think I would have seen that by now.
I would think so.
And if I doubled the dosage yesterday, probably would have seen that on Sunday. All right?
Yeah. And typically with a lot of antidepressants, at the higher dosage, the side effects actually come down.
That didn't make any sense, but all right. Mm-hmm. You want to hear David again?
Please.
We may have to release like a compilation disc because I think we've got like 10, 12 cuts of David Henry and the crap that we've done to him. Where was he when we got him with the car alarm?
Costa Rica?
Yeah.
That was brilliant.
21.
It's on this disc?
Yes.
Okay. All right, I got it now, Dan.
Hello?
David.
Yes.
What are you doing?
Who's this?
Russ.
Russ, I'm in Costa Rica. What are you doing?
Call to see what was going on.
You called me down on the trip?
Yeah. I need a digital board in the studio.
We talked about this already. Can you hear me okay? It's loud down here.
Yes. Tell him now,
A
Chloe.
digital board. I'll get you a digital board.
But I want it now.
Hello?
Wait, is this another one?
Right.
Yes?
How are you?
You going to get me out of my contract?
No.
You're going to have to take this disc away from me because I'm going to listen to all of them.
Go.
Is this a good one?
Yes. Good. Yeah.
Why not?
Look at you out of your contract.
Now,
You
Chloe.
signed it. We gave you a big fat bonus to sign that contract early.
You're not in there.
Hello?
All right, just checking.
Yeah,
Where are you right now?
I'm walking back to my office.
Oh. How long before you get in there?
Do what now?
How long before you get in there? I don't want this out in the hall.
I'm walking in the door right now.
Now, Chloe.
I'm in my office.
Chloe! Hello? You can lay down the phone. You can do anything. David, I forget. Does he make any type of...
Yes.
Okay, all right.
Heart attack and died.
All right, Chloe, shut it off. Turn it back on, Chloe.
Children.
Did he? Oh, I forgot about that.
Lord, let this go. That was a long time ago. I believe he apologized for it.
I don't recall an apology.
I'm sure he did.
He likes it when it happens everywhere else in the explosions and when everybody else is eating it, but he don't like when he gets it. He likes it when the ratings come in, and this is the only show holding his ass up above water, and he's going to call me an effing child.
Let this go. It's over. I'm almost positive he apologized.
All right.
Okay. You're going to let it go?
Yes.
Wow. I am impressed. I'm seeing side effects of the Wellbutrin I didn't expect.
I'm narcotized.
Oh, very nice.
I'm going to get off this crap.
We'll be back to the Russ Martin Show. We're back to the Russ Martin Show.
Is that you, Dan? All right, what do we got?
All right, traffic this time brought to us by Don Davis Auto and also by Reliant Energy. A number of problems. It's Monday, so prepare yourselves. Mesquite, 635 southbound before La Prada. There was an earlier grass fire, but they still have the right lane blocked because of that. And that tells you backed up to Ferguson, Centerville, and Richardson. 75 northbound before Renner. There is an accident there blocking the left lane. And in Dallas, 635 eastbound before Marsh. There's an accident on the right shoulder. And then has you backed up at 35. Two problems to tell you about in Fort Worth. I-30 eastbound at 820. Two lanes are blocked. Not sure which lanes yet because of some debris in the road. Officials are on scene trying to get that cleaned up. And also in Fort Worth, 183 westbound at Amon and Carter. There's an accident on the right shoulder. And that has us backed up to County Line Road. There's your look at traffic. I'm Dan O'Malley on the Russ Martin Show.
Thanks, Dan. Hot again. 80 for the low. We have some showers popping up now to our west, which may give us some showers and maybe a little bit of relief later today. Other than that, the rest of the week, temperatures near 100. It's 94 now at Live 105.3.
Why does Luddy want me at this meeting?
He just does. He just thinks that you'll be very influential. And he wants to get you involved in the ground floor, is what he keeps saying.
I don't want to be on the ground floor.
Well, that's where he wants.
I just want the product. And I knew when he started this, actually, I didn't know in the beginning that he was going to try and suck me into this, what do they call it, multi-level marketing.
He says it's different than other multi-level marketing. I don't know how or why, but he says that's what you'll find out at the meeting. He really wants you there.
For the acai juice?
Yes, for the berry juice. They're going to explain the product, how it works.
I already know about the product.
Well, you don't know everything about it. Just come to the meeting. It's near your house. Come on.
Is this like an investors meeting?
It could be. It potentially could be. It's going to be letting you know everything about the product and how it works and why it's different than other multi-level marketing.
Well, the way multi-level marketing works is you get credit for anybody underneath you that's selling a product.
He says it's different somehow than Amway. I don't know how he did the whole multiple layers and multiple arms. I don't know what he's talking about.
I don't want to get involved with this. I just want to have the juice, see if I...
He said you could make a lot of money on it and not have to do anything.
That still has that squirrely aspect to it.
Just come to the meeting.
Are you going to go?
Yes. It's an hour and a half on Saturday.
What part of the day?
Mid-morning.
I can't. I got band practice.
Come on, it'd be before band practice.
Is it midday? Because we had band practice
9 to 10:30.
3 or 4 o'clock this past week.
9 to 10:30. Have band practice that starts at 11. That'd be perfect.
I'm not going. I don't have any interest in selling any type of product. I'm interested in buying it, but I don't have time for any of this multi-tiered crap.
Okay, buy it from me.
And that's going to be the biggest thing that really would turn me off to any product if the only way that you could get it is through this tiered
thing. That's why I'm going to listen. At least listen and see what he has to offer. Trey, you want to go?
Yeah, I'm going.
See?
Why are you in on this?
Because I know one of the major investors, and if he's investing in it, it's a pretty solid deal.
Then go.
Why wouldn't you just come listen for an hour and a half to see what they have to say?
If you're going to go, just tell me what you got out of it. Unless this is going to be, if you don't invest right now, today, you can't get in on it. Because there are other companies like that, and I'm not playing that one.
I don't think it's one of those you have to do it right now. It's just
that sounds like something Luddy would get involved with.
Oh, Luddy's a pretty smart business guy.
The doors are locked for a reason.
What doors?
Who wants to invest?
They're not locked. You can leave if you want to. It's an open meeting. It's at a public place.
Is Luddy going to be there?
Yes.
So he'll be standing by the door.
He won't hurt. It's anybody in.
I told him I got no interest in helping marketing any of this. It's if the product really is that fantastic, you don't need this multi-tiered crap. Just buy airtime, and if it's really fantastic, it's going to sell itself.
I agree with you. Any other product would. I don't know why they've chosen this route. That's what we're going to find out on Saturday. Why they've chosen this way instead of just putting it on the shelves and selling it like they do all the others. I don't know why they're doing it this way. But you said this, what Luddy gave you, made a difference, and the stuff you bought off the shelf didn't.
I don't really know and when Luddy comes in, he's trying to be too cute for the room, so I can't really get a lot of information out of him. But I've only been on it for a week and a half.
Any difference?
Well, and there was 2 weeks that I didn't have it. So now I'm just getting started again.
Okay.
It's just berry juice, really, short of the antioxidant benefit and maybe any type of anti-inflammatory benefits. I really don't know why this would be a wonder juice.
Just a nutrient juice. It's full of the very best stuff in the world for your body.
I mean, you sound like you're sold on it.
I'm sold on the product. I don't know about
Have you tried it?
Yes. He gave me a bottle.
When?
He gave me a bottle. I made him out before or just toward the end.
He didn't give you no bottle.
Yes, he did. Call him and ask.
And you feel different?
I feel better. I'm sleeping better. I don't know if it's mind over matter, but I'm sleeping better. Feel good.
Trey, you're still getting benefits from this?
Yeah. See, I don't have any aches and pains. That's why I gave my first bottle to Trey. He'd be the perfect test subject because he has back problems. I don't have any of that's going on.
All right.
I can't keep my arms in my sockets, but other than that, you don't like the multi-level marketing, so just buy it from Trey and I.
And it's also he's been a little too cryptic, and that makes it sound squirrely as well.
No, he's only been cryptic because the business is just getting going.
Nah, he feigns ignorance. Well, I don't know about. Yeah, you do. Especially if you're heading up this meeting on selling the crap. Yeah, you do know all these things. Don't try and feign ignorance.
Why do you always think everybody's out to get you?
It's not a matter of getting me. It's just people always come along with these fads or these too good to be true products.
Maybe this one is. Well, the only way you know is if you try it. And you said you felt better.
I said I felt different. I don't know if it's from the acai or anything else in my diet. I got no clue. I wasn't on it long enough.
Got a bunch of hockey guys on it. Some very influential.
Well, yeah. Well, there's a glowing endorsement. And a bunch of knuckle draggers.
They're very in touch with their body. They know what their body needs. They know what nutrients do. They know how they feel better because they're probably more so than anybody else very in touch with their body.
I think hockey players would be the first people to fall for this because they're into. They're all very superstitious. So you try it, and you have one good game out of it, that's going to suck them in forever.
That's all I can ever do. I have to have this. I have to have 1 1/2 ounces before the game, 1 hour before the game.
And they fall into that pretty easily.
They're athletes. They're going to know if there's a change in their body, and they're not going to fall for anything. You know they get hit up because they have money. They get hit up for this stuff all the time.
All right. Well, you guys go Saturday and then report back.
Okay.
But I'm not investing.
Okay, I'll find out what the investment is.
And again, if this product is that big of a wonder juice, you're really not going to need a whole lot of investors. You need just enough to get started, let the word spread, and then you can sit back.
I heard Letty and Trey talking. Trey knows this one guy that apparently very, very smart businessman has made a lot of money doing things like this. And he tried it on board 3 days later. Called Letty back and went, I'm in.
Who is it?
His name's...
Now, hang on, let me turn him off. Okay. All right. That doesn't mean he knows about juice.
If he tried it, he believes in it, and he's put a lot of money into it, it lends it credibility.
All right. I'm just telling you now, there's something sneaking under the covers with this one.
All right. If you're right later, we'll all say, Russ, you were right. But I think right now, it doesn't seem that way yet.
All right. You ready for news, Dan?
Yeah.
Okay. To do a legal ID at 5. All right, 5:17. Dan O'Malley's here with news.
Thank you, Russ. Monday, July 14th, 2008. Birthdays today. Matthew Fox from Lost turns 42. Ellen Reed, singer and keyboardist in Crash Test Dummies, turns 42. Rosie Greer, former L.A. Rams legend, and the man that actually tackled Sirhan after he shot Robert Kennedy, turned 76. And Gerald Ford today would have been 95, but he's dead.
Hold on. Gavin's on the phone, so he's not paying attention. Trey, did you get his car hidden?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Keys back on his desk.
Yeah.
All right. Go ahead, Dan.
Putting pressure on congressional Democrats to back more exploration for oil, President Bush today called on Congress to join him in lifting a ban on offshore drilling that has stood since his father was president. There are 2 prohibitions on offshore drilling, one imposed by Congress and another by executive order signed by the first President Bush back in 1990. Current President Bush, trying to ease market tensions and boost supply, called last month for Congress to lift its prohibition before he did so himself. Bush said in a statement in the Rose Garden, the only thing standing between the American people and these vast oil resources is action from the U.S. Congress. Now the ball is squarely in Congress's court.
If all of this isn't politically driven, now I know this has been Bush's policy since the beginning, but if it's not politically driven with the election coming up in November, why the big push now?
Because oil is at $140 a barrel, basically.
I mean, people will listen now because before it was like, no, you're calling alarms that aren't ringing.
Well, you think about it. A year ago, it was at 70 a barrel, and everyone was freaking out. And it's almost doubled in the last year. And $4 a gallon gas, it's going to be $5 before you know it.
I thought about this today, and I'm sure I'm not the only one to flash on this. I wonder if part of this, because gas and oil prices continue to rise, even though consumption here has started to drop. And normally when consumption drops, so does the price.
Yes.
If this isn't some large plan to set us up for the next terrorist attack, because people have tried to talk Bush, don't give me that face.
What the hell? I don't understand that at all.
People, as gas prices and oil prices continue to go up,
okay,
they're talking to Bush about releasing oil from our National Reserve. Right?
Yes.
And the idea is you release a third of that. It drops oil prices for a while. We're able to rebuild it and buy back and replenish the reserve.
Okay.
What if we release a lot of that Then we have a terrorist attack. Oil prices go up. Our reserve is down, and we're screwed.
So who would be behind this big plot?
The Middle Eastern people who don't care for us?
Well, okay. I guess I'm just being stupid then. I don't understand why...
Our national reserve is there for a reason in the event of a terroristic attack or we ever get cut off. So they convince us to release a third of that or even more as oil prices go up. We release that. A good portion of our reserve is gone, and then they hit us.
Okay. Well, now I follow you. Go ahead.
The Middle East didn't want us to release our reserves.
Well, that's what they're saying.
No, it's our people are saying to take the speculation out of the market.
But we also have people in this country that want Bush to release some of the national reserves just to do a short-term drop on oil prices.
Yeah. I mean, they want them to quit putting oil into the reserve.
What is that oil there? Why is that oil there?
In case of emergency.
Exactly. But so we dump a good portion of that out, and then they spring on us. Oil prices go up, we can't replenish it, and we may have to start using a portion of that reserve, and now we are screwed.
It's an interesting theory. I hadn't really thought about it. I mean, and it would be an opportune time to attack us if Bush did release part of the reserve.
Why would he release that much? A third isn't a lot, isn't it?
To take the speculation.
Where do they keep this? Is it Utah? Utah. Okay, there's a big hangar somewhere with just barrels of oil.
Mountain, okay.
All right. And I know that sounds overly naive, but again, it's still extremely plausible because oil and gas have gone up dramatically for really no valid reason over the past year. Our consumption keeps dropping. It's gone up again over the weekend. This is happening for some reason that we don't know about, and it's not just the Chinese eating up the oil.
If you can figure it out, don't you think the people that figure this stuff out for a living can see that?
Possibly.
Okay.
And the Chinese they're causing a lot of the problems. I mean, they're investing billions and billions of dollars to find more oil. I mean, they're drilling all around South America. They just struck a deal with Venezuela.
Okay, well, then I'm just talking out the end of my a-hole.
It's an interesting theory. It's one I never would have seen.
But it still makes sense.
It does make sense, but...
And, there's going to be more and more pressure on this administration or even whoever wins in November. If gas and oil prices continue to rise, there's going to be more and more pressure to release some of that national reserve. Is that what they call it? Mm-hmm. Release some of that. And then that's when we get it.
You're such a conspiracy theorist.
Let's just think. That's
possible. That is possible.
First of all, popular thought is if we do this, it's going to give us some type of short-term release. And they keep pushing it, so the public pushes the government to finally do this. And then that's when we get it.
You keep saying that, get it.
Well,
that would be certainly an opportune time to get us. You're right.
Because there's a big piece of this missing that either I don't get because I'm not really hip on speculation and oil, but I do know that as we've cut back, gas and oil prices drop. This time, it ain't dropping. It seems like the more we cut back, the worse it gets. Somebody's pushing us to release some of our national reserve so we can get it.
But China and India are just killing us. The reason why even...
China and India have always been there. They've always sucked up gas and oil.
But their economies have grown by leaps and bounds over the last 5-10 years. And so...
Okay, why over just the past year has gas and oil doubled?
Because I think...
That's because somebody's setting us up, and then we're going to get it.
I mean, China's having to ration their gas. Because they've got so many more cars than they used to.
Okay, so they've cut back on consumption. So as a result, everything continues to rise. This is a terroristic plot. We're going to give into it, and then we're going to get it.
It's because the world is...
All right, fine. Just sit there in your world of sunshine and puffy clouds, and the sun that comes out and goes, hello, and then you wait.
But it's like Congress wants us, the theory is if you flood the market, you're going to bankrupt the speculators, and oil prices will come down to where a market demand price.
I got that. I got the exact reason. And that's why gas and oil prices continue to rise for really no discernible reason. So we'll dump some of the National Reserve, and then we get it.
So are the speculators in on this, you think?
No, it's not the speculators.
Okay. Who's on? Who exactly?
Whoever it is that's charging us for the oil.
Okay. We're going to get it.
The people, that's who we're going to get it from.
It's a great
We haven't had a terrorist attack since 2001.
Yep.
They've been playing, and we're watching all the different ports, different modes of transportation. So that, for the most part, isn't totally locked down, but it's better than it was. So they're going to get us where it's going to absolutely cripple this entire country, and that's the best way to get us.
You're right. You're absolutely correct. I would never, ever put those two things together.
The truth of the matter is, they could do it long before. I mean, all they have to do is go to Saudi Arabia, blow up the pipelines, and they don't really protect them. And you're going to drive, oil will go through the roof.
But we're still going to have the reserves to get us through a tumultuous time. They could combine those two. I am so sick of being smart.
It's a burden.
They could get it. They could get us to release some of the National Reserve, blow up the Alaskan pipeline, cut us off from everything else. We got nothing but what's left in whatever Bush didn't flood the market with, and then that's when they get us.
We'll still be able to, we still produce enough between the reserves and what we produce.
Well, then we don't need the National Reserve. Just give it all away.
No, we need it. But it's still, if you release a third, it'd still leave like...
Dan, do you get where I'm going with this?
I see exactly where you're going. Now, I think that's a huge conspiracy, but I agree that all this happening, I'm sure they're thinking along the same lines as you are, Russ, and they're thinking that, okay, the U.S. will release some of their oil reserves, think that they'll buy it back, and that's what we'll strike. We'll let all this play out. We'll let them mess around, and then we'll hit them at that opportune time.
It certainly would be a mess.
And then you can tack on whatever else Trey talked about, bombing different pipeline sources coming into this country. So now we're cut off from that. Our National Reserve has been partially depleted. And we can't replenish it because now we got nothing coming in. And then that's when we get it.
The only thing I could think of to go against blowing up pipelines in the Middle East is Al-Qaeda is obviously very pro-Middle East, and that would be a huge hit to the economies of those countries, of the pipelines they would hit.
Yeah, but they hate Saudi Arabia.
Fair enough.
Fine, the rest of you live there at Disneyland.
We're saying it's possible.
I just don't worry about it.
Too many people involved.
It says, when you see Goofy flying a jumbo jet into one of our buildings, it's just nothing to me.
I'll say Russ told me this was going to happen.
One of those, Alfie?
Guy on line 1 and line 3 have pretty good points, and Black Eddie's on line 2.
Yes, Al.
Hey, Russ, and not to undermine everyone's conversation, but has anyone come to realize that the barrels of oil are traded in dollars, and the reason it's doubled the price is because the dollar's so weak and oil is traded in dollars? Everything is...
Well, the dollar's always been weak internationally. So, again, you can calculate that in, but I don't think the dollar's gone down to dick to where oil and gas have doubled over the past year.
That's what happened, and
everybody walk around with blinders on.
What he's saying is it's almost too big of a concept to grasp. When you first said it, I didn't.
All right, let me go back. Let me play this out. We're going to train 7-10 different guys to take over Boeing jets and fly into buildings and have them collapse and attack the Pentagon.
You're right.
And have another one destined to hit either the White House or the Statue of Liberty. How fantastic would that have sounded 7 or 8 years ago?
You're absolutely correct. Absolutely right. I would have never believed you. I would have gone, you're crazy. It couldn't happen. Yeah, you're right.
So to attack us at the very heart of what we need, that's got to be the next step.
If we start drilling right now, Trey, Jack, if we start
drilling, I'd run.
Would that help us at all?
If we start drilling, yeah, but it's not going to be an immediate... You know what? We might see some short-term benefit from that because OPEC would probably bump up production to maybe slow us down, take a little wind out of our sails so we wouldn't be as adventurous about going out and drilling. But as far as what we're going to take in, that's going to be years away. There's no short-term fix.
No, there isn't.
And releasing the National Reserve is just asking for it.
But who all's on board with this, releasing it? Is Bush?
No. Bush is very protective of the National Reserve.
Well, good for him. He finally did something right.
But it's just, there's a lot of people who say speculation is what's driving,
Okay, I got it. Thank you. We've been there. Any more of those before I move on?
Boys on line 1.
Say it again.
Walt's boys on line 1.
Oh. Hang on a second. What's his name? Yes, Ben.
It's all about speculation, Russ.
Trey just said that.
I guess Trey knows everything.
Well, all right. What are you going to tell me that I don't know? Explain to me all the financial aspects of this, coming from a guy who lives off Daddy's money.
It's not Daddy's, it's my mommy's.
Well, all right. Again, explain it to me since you've been on your own for so long.
Don't you still owe me a couple grand for the General Lee?
No, I paid you everything you asked for. In fact, I gave you a couple of extra grand because you were screwing yourself around.
Hey, you inherited the problem, not me.
I still enjoy the car. Well, you're the one that didn't know how to work on it.
I'm sorry. Anyway, no, it's all about speculation.
Is this what your daddy says?
No.
All right, well, what do you know about it?
I'm just going off of what is like reasonable and rational to me.
Have you ever had a full-time job?
Yes, I did.
How long ago was that?
I'd rather not say, but I worked at Wet n Wild.
All right.
If that gives you any idea of the time frame.
Back in the 80s?
Late 80s.
So you just lived off the name Walt Garrison over the past 20-some-odd years.
No, they had no idea who my dad was when I got that job at Wet n Wild.
You don't have a full-time job for a reason.
What?
You heard me. Now, again, explain to me the financial aspects of this country.
It's just kind of a give and take.
You're such an ass.
Like, speculators will say,
we'll never get around to it.
Hey, we're going to say oil will go to $150 a barrel.
I know. They speculate on oil, and they'll buy it out 10, 15 years in advance.
Yeah, no, but
it's still going to be, we're still going to have that mentality of, we got all this oil set in the mountains is it Utah?
Yeah.
In Utah, let's release some of that and give us some type of temporary relief. We do that, and then our national reserve has now been depleted, and that's when we get it.
I highly doubt it. I highly doubt carpet pilots are smart enough. I mean, they're semi-smart, but they're not that smart enough to try and angle themselves from the inside like that.
They were smart enough to destruct the center part of New York City.
Well, no, yeah. But anyways, I'm just saying it's speculators because people are listening to other people basically tell them, hey, oil's going to go this high.
Yeah.
And the only reason oil goes that high is because the speculators have said it's going to go that high.
I got that. I'm just talking about the possible terroristic threat that comes along with this that nobody really seems to want to acknowledge.
Well, I'm along with you along the same reason people bitch about.
All right, yeah, fine. We'll just lose all the gas and oil and you can carpool with Daddy. Why do you treat him like that? We've already covered the whole speculation angle.
I know. I mean, Trey's been telling us all along. Is there a way to cut the speculators off, Trey?
That's what they're talking about doing as Congress.
The answer is yes.
Okay.
We've done it in the past. We do it with other commodities. Yeah, we can do it with oil. I don't know what the holdup is. And as far as Bush pushing us to drill now, initially I thought, well, since this has been part of his platform since he was elected, maybe it's not a political move. But now he's pushing it, and he's pushing Congress to do something before they break, before the election. Now I think it's just a political move.
Just to make the Republicans look good going in?
Yeah.
Makes sense. That part I will leave you with.
I've stopped. I'm not going to put any credence in anything else that I hear from anybody. Because really, you don't get into office by telling people the truth. No. The truth's not going to get you elected. Pandering will. So you really, anytime somebody throws it out, whether it's Obama or that Hillary chick, or even John McCain, as much as I like him, I'm not going to believe anything out of any of them.
Roll back to the news clips and the promos and the commercials.
They tell us the same thing that they've been telling us for 40 or 50 years. It's a chicken in every pot and something in the garage and whatever else.
Exactly.
Everybody preaches prosperity, yet we never see it. Now we're in a situation where we direly need oil. We haven't drilled since, 81?
Something like that, yeah.
And now there's a big push right before the election.
So you're not going to buy anything that happens between now and the election. It's all, chances are it is political.
No. Obama flip-flops. You can go back and listen to audio from 2 or 3 years ago about illegal immigration and now. And I'm not listening to anybody. I'm tired of being pandered to. No, if you're not going to tell me the truth, if somebody would just step up and say, here's what we're going to do. I'm going to cut back on governmental spending because we're wasting an ass load of cash, and I'm certainly not going to chastise the people in the upper 5% who are paying the most, even though we're wasting cash. I'm not going to do that. I'm going to get rid of a lot of the social services because I'm tired of people milking this country dry nonstop, and there's no incentive for them to go out and do anything. Social services are gone. We're going to do something about illegal immigration. I'm going to lock the borders down. I'll let everybody here that's already here stay, and we're cutting that bitch off.
I'm voting for you.
Nobody's going to want to say that because then that puts you in that becomes narrow casting, and you're not going to get the broad blanket pandering comments that get you into office.
And it also gives you, at that point, you better do it because 3 or 4 years from now, they're going to go, all right, here's what you said you're going to do. You didn't do that. Here's what else you said you're going to do.
Here are other problems that we ran into. And obviously, just as president, I can't control what Congress does.
I don't hear about that. You said you were going to do it. Where was your plan? How come we didn't do it? I got the audio. You'd like to hear it?
I don't need to hear it. I was there when I said it. I wasn't able to get it done because, you know what? I lied. Screw you. How long before we need a break? This crap makes me dizzy.
Good thing you're on Wellbutrin.
Well, it's just...
I know. There's no...
Every time somebody makes a statement on something, somebody will pull audio from 2 or 3 years prior, and they had a different stance on it.
That's why the news shows on Sunday make me vomit. Just you listen to them, and it's just rhetoric. It's just long-winded. Well, here's what I believe.
Well, it's like what we've done over the past 20 minutes. Can we break here?
Yes.
All right. We'll be back.
Oh, I got a live one here. Russ Martin Show.
Go with a smile.
Play at your own risk. The Russ Martin Show. We're back to the Russ Martin Show.
I don't know why they'd hold a daycare worker to a higher level of responsibility than a parent.
That one I really have no clue other than when it's the parent, they go, well, they've gone through enough. They've suffered enough. You know, the baby's died. The baby's been in a hot car for over an hour, and the parent says, you know, obviously didn't do that on purpose.
The problem with never prosecuting any of these parents is that's a free-for-all. If you want to get rid of your kids, all you got to do is leave one in a car, let them bake to death, and say, I spaced it.
And it happens every year. It happened again in Houston. That's the story Dan and I were talking about.
Where? Or what?
Daniel Reed.
A 2-year-old boy was found dead in a car at a Houston apartment complex yesterday afternoon. Police said the boy was left in a hot car for about an hour before anyone found him. He was rushed to Spring Branch Hospital where he died. The temperature outside at the time the boy was found was around 95 degrees. Police questioned the boy's mother, who said it was an accident and she is not being held responsible.
What's got to happen before somebody's held responsible?
Obviously, you got case history now. You can go back and go, well, why would you prosecute my lady here? You didn't prosecute this other mother from Houston or the other one that did it 2 or 3 years ago in Dallas. And, happens every year. Every year. And it's weird to me because growing up, either it happened and we didn't hear about it or it just didn't happen back then.
People like to point at the fact we're busier now. We got a lot of other things to do. Well, you know what? If you just stayed home and raised a kid like really what nature intended for you to do.
I guess.
Because really in nature, the animal has a child. One of them stays with that kid the whole time, and the other one goes out and looks for food and comes back.
You're right.
You never hear of a cub frying in a minivan. I'm not trying to be overly cute with this, but you got to stop at one point and say somebody's got to be responsible for baking these kids.
But
there are too many different things you could do. Put a tether between you and that child.
Well, I don't need that tether. I know where my child is. This is the argument. No one ever thinks they're going to forget their kid in their car. I can't even comprehend not knowing where my 2-year-old is in every second.
And do you think this is the first time they forgot where their kid was?
Oh, hell no.
Whether in the house or whatever.
It happens every year. It's also
now, I'm not talking about somebody baking in a car. It just happens to be the first time I forget about my child. They happen to be sitting in the car.
No, of course not. These are their parents that just
So
don't pay
if you've
attention.
forgotten a few other times and nothing happened to the child, why didn't you just be a little proactive and put a tether between you and that kid?
Because I don't need it.
People shove all the things that are important in their briefcase so they don't lose it. Cell phones, PDAs, notebooks, everything goes there because they know they can't lose it. Put the kid in the back seat, leave, and somehow you forget. I mean, stop by daycare. I forgot I left a human being in the back of a car. You take one of these parents to court and play a simulation of what a child goes through.
My God.
Through heat convulsions. And they're going to convict one of these people.
I suppose so. Somebody's going to have to do it at some point. But now you've got case law. No one else has been prosecuted. Why would you come after my client? Everybody else got off. It was an accident. They've suffered enough. I don't understand that mentality at all.
That's like saying the suffering that goes along with it never really in the past should have played. I'm not talking about children. It never came into play as far as the penalty phase.
No, you never get that far. Who was it? It was a daycare worker, you said. They got
There was a daycare worker that forgot and left a kid. I think it was in the back of the van. Mm-hmm. You're going to hold them responsible, even though it's not even their kid.
That one I don't get.
Yes, Zach.
Yeah, when I was a little kid, my mom left me in the car for about 2 minutes before she realized what she had done, and they called the fire department and got me out and all that, and the cops almost took her to jail right then and there, and I'm 22 years old right now.
Where did she go when she forgot about you?
We were sitting at a grocery store.
Yeah, how long ago was this?
Let's see, I was 6 at the time.
All right, so about 15, 16 years?
Oh, yeah.
Were you in a child seat?
Yeah.
In the back of the car?
Yeah.
Maybe that's the deal. Maybe it's because...
Thanks, Zach.
The fact that we got kids in the back in child seats, when I grew up at least, I sat in the front seat with a seatbelt. My mom, you couldn't get out of her sight because you were there. I guess maybe that's no excuse. You're in the back seat. I forgot about him. But
you didn't stop by someplace to drop the kid off. If I'm not going to do it with an animal, as a parent, something that actually came out of you, I don't know how that's something that you could just space.
They do it all the time. It'll happen again this year. And again, it's not just parents in the cars. It'll happen again at the lake, too. Every year, almost without fail, Joe Poole, a 2 or 3-year-old wanders off into the water. How do you take a 2-year-old to the lake and not keep your eye on that kid every second? I wouldn't let, and he's 10, I wouldn't let Joy's kid out of my side around my pool, period. And he can swim.
It's going to get to the point. And this is one that I don't think I'm going to mind eating the cost, because they're going to put technology in cars that are going to be able to figure out somehow that there's a human being still sitting in that car after it hits a certain temperature. We're all going to have to pay for that. But knowing what a child goes through when they die from baking in a car, I'm okay with paying for somebody else's stupidity.
I'd probably put something in there that an alarm goes off that a human being is still in there, and the cars now have been off for 2 minutes or whatever.
Well, they've got the technology for squad cars. If the officer is away from the car for a certain period of time and the temperature gets to a certain point, if there's a canine in the back,
right,
I think the alarm goes off and the windows roll down to a certain point.
Oh, I know that.
All right, so why not for children?
Yeah, you're right. Well, can you put that in every single car? Cost prohibitive.
Were you going to say something, Trey?
Well, you would think, they have the sensors now where the secondary airbag, if someone's sitting in the passenger seat, it's on. You would think just with that technology, they could do some kind of weight sensor that an alarm's going to go off if, you still have a 20-pound...
Right. And if the temperature vehicle gets to a certain point, the alarm may go off. It could be because you left groceries sitting in the back of the car, but that's still okay if some kid doesn't have to bake and just have their brain fry while they're sitting in a car.
That would work, and you have an off button that you have to push before you leave the vehicle.
Get a rope and tie it to your kid.
That's too easy. I'm not going to need. I don't need that. I know. I'll remember my child.
I'll go back to. I'm sure that's not the first time they ever forgot where their kid was. No. If you can forget about them once, sitting in the house someplace, you can forget about them in the car. Think of that as just a precursor and start tying a rope around that kid.
I was busy. I'll never do that again. I've learned my lesson. I'll never do that again. And that's what they think.
Then you had the family where the kids, I think this was locally, kids wandered out to the backyard and both drowned.
Yep.
Nothing for the parents.
Nothing. That was a 1 and a 3-year-old. And the father, the quote in the paper drove me nuts. Father said he did everything he could. No, keep an eye on those. A 1-year-old. How the hell do you not pay attention where a 1-year-old is?
Or some type of
3-year-old.
Not bagging on the guy because this one probably wasn't intentional.
No, it wasn't.
But get some type of baby gate. Get one of those alarms to where if somebody falls into the pool, it goes off. If you've got kids that age, spend a couple extra dollars just so, even if you never freaking use it, just like insurance.
Right.
If it never goes off, it was still worth whatever you invested in it.
Or the baby.
Because sooner or later, they're going to get out of sight. As soon as they learn to walk, unless you got them nailed down to something, which is what I would do, they're going to go someplace that they're not supposed to.
You're right. Kids do, and they disappear in a second. You're right, around the house.
Which one of those, Alfie?
Black Eddie's got a pretty good point on line 5. And
a black guy?
Black Eddie.
Oh. Okay.
And the guy
I didn't know if you had just found a black guy who came up with a good point.
Quick, put him through.
What's happening, man? This black guy.
Hi, Eddie.
Hey, Russ. Russ, why did they stop kids from sitting in the front?
The airbags?
The airbag. Isn't there a switch that you can use to turn it off?
Yeah, I still think that they say in a collision, the kid's going to be safer in the back.
Okay. Well, as far as what? I mean, can't they reinforce the seat or something?
You know what? There are a lot of things that they could do. Mm-hmm. People don't want to spend the money because these incidents are isolated. Mm-hmm. Now, if you're probably going to have to get to a point where you've got 100,000 kids being baked in cars on a yearly basis before somebody does something.
Right. One is too many.
Especially if you were to see what a person actually goes through when they die from, this isn't even heat exhaustion, this is just being baked.
Man, I know with these high electric prices, people have to turn their air down to where it's like 90 degrees in the house, and you got to go crazy at that. So you can imagine what it's like sitting in the car baking.
Yeah, you get uncomfortable in the car. If you just sit there, you shut it off, you're already uncomfortable after a half minute.
You start sweating almost immediately.
I know when Pat goes in the store sometime and, let me stop, man.
Are you hot?
Man, is she ever coming back?
You sit here now. If you get out, I'm going to be standing there waiting to slap you.
I can't even get my tongue out the window to get some air. All right. Any more of those, Alfie?
Line 6 or line 1. Not bad.
Let's see, line 1. Yes, Cliff.
Hi, I was just calling to comment about the thing in the car that would sense people being...
Is it Nace?
Yes, it's Nace.
All right, go ahead.
Yeah, it just absolutely amazes me that society has gotten to the point to where we'll punish parents if they as much as spank their child in public, for example, at a department store. However, they can just leave their kid in the car to bake to death outside of the department store, and that's okay.
Well, one of them supposedly is intentional, and the other one isn't, because it's damn hard. Obviously, it's damn hard to prove to a court, prove I didn't forget. Which means it wasn't intentional, and if there's no intent, there's no malice, and really you can't, short of child endangerment, you really can't do anything to them. And if they, in essence, did forget, then yeah, you can point back at, look at all the pain that they've had to go through. They've been punished. The problem is you don't know if some of these people aren't making their kids on purpose.
You're right.
And now they've got thanks, Nate. They got a free-for-all to do it as many times as they think they can get away with.
Every single summer, you're right. You said that years ago when one of the very first cases that came out. You went, "This is the new thing. This will be the new fad. This is the way they're going to get rid of them now."
Normally, fads only last a few years, though.
This one's been around, and now it'll be every year.
And you're probably not going to have any prosecutor that's going to want to take a parent, put them up in front of a jury, and go through this process and try and get them convicted.
Why would you be the bad guy? Look terrible in front of everybody. You're right.
I think I'm done with this, Alfie. Yeah. Hold on. Yes, Gavin?
Yeah, I'd like to know where my car is.
Why?
Because it's missing from the parking lot.
Where'd you park it?
In the parking lot.
And it's not there anymore?
No, I know exactly where I parked it, and it's no longer there.
Sounds like it's gone.
Where is it?
I don't know. I don't have your keys.
I spent a half hour today looking for my keys because they weren't around, and then magically they showed back up on my desk.
Johnson.
Hold on, that's the wrong one. Which one is Gavin? You there?
Yes. What did you do? What did you do? Don't give me the car. Don't give me the puppy dog eyes. What'd you do?
I don't remember.
You do.
And you can't prove whether I remember or not.
I know what you've done in the last 2 hours, 3 hours, whatever it is.
Yeah. I've been on the air.
You do a lot of things during breaks, and quit putting penises on my computer. Quit it. You do a lot of crap during the breaks.
Why is it you don't like those?
I don't like penises. Unless it's mine, anywhere. And I don't want them when I turn. I'm in a hurry.
Do you know how hard it is, first of all, for me to spell Hasidic? And then to go find nude images to go along with that?
Then cut it out. Stop it. That's distracting and disturbing. And I'm trying to get something done. I look in there. There's a big penis. It's a nice low angle shot, too, so I see the buddies and everything.
Yeah, that was a good one.
That was very well done. Quit it! So, yes, you have time to do a lot of things. What have you done?
Gavin, why would you suspect me?
Because my keys were on my desk, and then I spent a half hour looking for them, and they weren't around, and then they showed up on my desk. I think if I was looking in my office, I'd look on my desk, which is where they were, and now they're back on my desk, but they were missing for a half hour.
You know what you got on your hands?
What?
Mystery.
Where's my car?
I don't know.
You do know.
Gavin, I really would like to take credit for everything that goes on here at the station, whether I'm here or not, but I don't know where your car is. Exactly.
Exactly. Does anyone else on the show know where my car is?
I'll ask around the room. John?
I certainly don't.
Dan?
No.
Chloe?
No clue.
We don't know where it is.
Trey? Trey?
Huh?
Car?
Yeah, you have a nice one.
I'll ask him. Trey, do you know where your car is?
God.
Yeah, that's right in the parking lot.
We don't know where your car is.
Give me back my car.
I don't have it. And I don't know where it is.
Theft.
Exactly. How is it theft?
You stole my car.
Do you have your keys?
Yes.
All right. Is our parking lot pretty well secured?
Yeah, because I looked from one end to the other.
Well, then possibly it's been stolen.
I don't believe it was stolen.
All right.
It's fully alarmed.
Okay. What is that noise?
It's me slapping my elbow.
Now, slap your head. So where's your car?
Does that help?
I don't know where it is.
Give him his car back.
Are you trying to leave?
No, I wasn't trying to leave. I went out to my car during a break to grab something, and I'm like, where's my car? And so I looked all around the building, and my car wasn't around.
It's next door.
Why?
Something to kill the time.
Jesus.
And we also left something in the passenger side glued to the seat.
No, you did not.
What did you?
The upside is you'll be able to test the HOV lane when you go home.
No, you did not.
What did you put in there?
We glued that blow-up doll to his passenger seat.
God.
And it's sitting over at the WB33 parking lot.
Very nice.
Is that with or without the chicken?
No chicken in the chicken.
They may not let him get it back. They have a security guard over there. We don't know you, sir. You're not taking this car out of here.
And just so she didn't look odd with that big oval mouth of hers, Trey stuck a cigar in it.
Yeah, that won't look obvious.
So that's where it is.
Well, is someone going to go get it?
You know where it is. We don't have keys to it.
What am I going to tell the security guard?
I don't care.
God, they probably had it towed away.
Possibly.
Yeah,
Probably not with that chick in there.
Why? I don't get it.
I don't have an answer.
You're just evil.
There's my answer.
You're evil. You sit around and think of ways just to torment everybody.
No, I went in there to talk to him about something earlier. His keys were laying on his desk. I took his keys, gave him the tray, said glue the blow-up doll to the passenger seat, park it next door at the TV station. It's a big deal.
God, it's a big deal. If you did it to my truck, I'd be pissed.
They'll let you have your... Would you?
That's why I keep my keys somewhere else.
Okay. Well, then I guess that's a bit we'll just have to forego.
Oh, God. Don't let this be a challenge, please.
No, I've already taken it back. Gavin, you want us to go get your car?
That would be nice.
Okay.
Well, wait a minute, because then I got to give you my keys. I hate this situation. No way.
Is that Black-headed? What does he want? All right.
Yeah.
Yes, Eddie.
And on top of all that, his ass going to jail for leaving somebody in the car with the windows rolled up. Dumbass.
Well, when he go to jail, Pat never got locked up for it. All right, do we have time for news? Yes. All right. I really didn't expect him to figure out his car was missing until after the show.
Yeah, well, he just ran out there, I guess, to run errands.
Should do illegal? All right. 6:08, Dan O'Malley's here with news.
Thank you, Russ. Federal officers charged with keeping terrorists off planes are now searching their own ranks for staff who told CNN that few flights were protected by air marshals. The Transportation Security Administration rejected as a myth CNN's report that less than 1% of the nation's daily flights carry armed federal air marshals. Now the agency is conducting an investigation into who talked to CNN and who encouraged other agents to do the same.
And why would CNN broadcast that?
Because it's news. People want to hear it.
It's national security, and there's certain things you could just sit on. There are a lot of other things that you can sensationalize, and our national security is one you probably could let go.
I'm kind of surprised they did not get in trouble for this, CNN broadcasting it.
Why would they? Because
one of the agents actually told them?
Well, no, I'm saying why would they get in trouble for airing this when they air everything else anyway? Oh, well, it is the same thing like Russ has mentioned after 9/11. You know, they're reporting that not all the cockpit doors are being reinforced, and they give us a timeline of when they expect that to be finished.
That'll probably be a couple years for you. Those doors locked
Not
down.
just keeping... If it's national security, why don't you just keep it to yourself or lie to us?
We're in the business of reporting news. And
The planes are packed full of air marshals. In fact, sometimes ain't no room for passengers.
Because we want...
The cockpit doors are all made out of reinforced titanium, and they have been forever. Don't tell us that they're made out of paper mache and you can actually see the pilot through the paper.
He's doing little finger puppets on the door.
I've never understood why we always point out all our weaknesses and we make sure that everybody knows about it.
Well, in this case, it was people leaking to see.
Our borders aren't secured. Okay. We had cameras down there for a while. We took them down. Yeah. We told everybody. We tell people about the influx of illegal aliens coming across the border all the time. We can't stop talking about how porous our borders are.
And every time a fake bomb goes through for a test at an airport, they're sure to let us know about that. And how many other airports had failed at that same task.
Well, here's how CNN will spin it inside their building. We're telling you so they will know that we know, and they'll do something about it. We're reporting it so they will change what they're doing. Well,
nothing's changed. They've reported on this nonstop.
And we're never going to know.
And the number of air marshals, and we shouldn't even be talking about this. The number of air marshals post 9/11 just continually dropped as we felt safer and safer. And it's going to continue until something happens again, and then we're going to go back and ask, why wasn't something being done? Why didn't you charge us an extra $5 a ticket so we could have at least one air marshal on each flight? We would have paid that. You'll say that after a catastrophe. Nobody's going to want to say it. Nobody wants insurance that they don't have to pay for.
You're right.
I paid that $5 and nothing happened.
There's already a fee on your airline ticket, a 9/11 security fee on most of them.
Is that paying for the TSA?
I have no idea where it goes.
Because if it is, that's a bargain.
I think that's where that's going, I believe.
You could even charge... How many people on a plane?
300, let's say. That's a big plane.
$1? Yeah. At $1 a ticket?
It doesn't cost $300.
And always have an air marshal just
on every single plane. I think it's staffing and keeping them is the problem, because it's really a very boring job. All you're doing is fly. I've read an article one time about that.
If I was making $300 a flight, I'd be okay with being bored.
I'll do it on weekends, part-time. I don't care.
They were having a hard time keeping people staffed. People that are police officers are trained that way. Want action. They want to be on the street. They want to be doing something. They don't want to be reading a newspaper. And so they really were having a hard time keeping people.
But also one of the biggest reasons that we've cut back is budgetary.
Sure.
It's not because we didn't have them, because we didn't want to spend the cash. And not only do we not want to spend the cash, we want to make sure that everybody on the planet knows about it. Broadcast. Because we can't keep one in secret to ourselves.
You're right. It's unfortunately the American press, and it's the American way that we do talk about everything. I totally agree with you. It's like Guantanamo. Shut up. I don't care. Torture them. If we keep one building safe, put the wires on their hands. Make them look like a witch.
People don't like to think that we're involved in any type of torture. And really the torture, unless I'm missing part of the story, that's going on in Gitmo isn't anything that's like goes on in the Middle East.
No, not even close.
Waterboarding. What kind of faggy, whiny excuse is that? Waterboarding. You don't kill them. You're scaring the hell out of them. And if you get one thing out of 10 years of waterboarding, if you could have gotten information to prevent 9/11 from waterboarding, I'd have Wet and Wild set up there with teeter-totters all over the place.
I know you would. It totally makes sense. But just don't tell us. Don't tell, the big investigation we have pictures. Do you want to see the pictures? No! I don't want to see the pictures. We've tortured people for every war we've ever had. You don't think there were people being tortured during World War II and I?
And now we want to give rights to the people in Gitmo. We want to give them more rights than some people have in this country as far as having access to the court system.
Yeah. Legal help in the courts.
Just do it.
There's some people there that don't belong there.
They didn't just check in by accident. This ain't the Hotel California. How long before we need a break? What were you going to say?
I was just saying there's innocent people there.
And you don't know that. They haven't gone through the court system. You don't know if they're innocent or not. And the great thing is, since they haven't gone through the court system, you can't prove if they haven't done it.
And they continue to be there. And the bleeding hearts, and I know I sound like a right-winger, but the bleeding hearts that continue to say that, well, you don't know if they're guilty. That could be a totally innocent person. Okay, let's say there's a few that are actually probably totally innocent. I'll bet the other 98% aren't. They've done something to end up there.
And the ones that are there, possibly they haven't done anything directly, but there's some type of association, and really, that's close enough for me. Now, the last congressional act they had on Gitmo, is this thing going to be dismantled?
Yeah, I think they're going to take it down. As far as having...
Well, you know what? They can take it down. Different factions of our government will still make sure there's some place... Gitmo ain't a one-stop shopping place. I'm sure we got a franchise of these places, and the government, Congress, only knows about Gitmo.
That's the one we don't need to know anything else about.
All right, so we closed down one location.
There we go.
No big deal.
We're like Starbucks, buddy.
Just put up a sign. Moved.
Under new management.
That's a good thing about the CIA. They do things over in Africa that you probably don't ever want to know about.
I bet JD does.
Why not?
We'll be back.
Pump up the volume, pump up the volume, pump up the volume.
Look at this. We'll be back to the Russ Martin Show. We're back to the Russ Martin Show.
What is this?
Pac-Man fever?
Where are you getting all these bumpers? Did you get one of them KTEL things online?
Just random places.
Just stick Disco Duck in here.
It is.
White bastard. Now, don't go looking for it, Chloe. I want you to send me a list of all the bumpers that you stuck in. I'm tired of you slipping a snoop on me.
Apparently it's a hit. I don't know it, but everybody else in the room did.
Dan, you heard of it?
Yeah. It's a hot song.
Are you looking for it?
Joy heard it. She danced to it over the weekend. Tongue thing does me nuts.
We'll be back.
Shut up. Had I not heard from other people that this was really a hit, I'd have thought this was a hose.
That was a huge hit.
Oh, I'm totally with you. I wouldn't believe it either.
You got some guy doing the clip-clop noise with his mouth, chicks in the background singing Snoop, and then bad lyrics. Don't look at me like this is some hip-hop William Shakespeare.
It's the Snoop.
Okay. Ready, Dan?
Yep.
Mm-hmm. 6:29. Dan O'Malley's here with news.
Thank you, Russ. Nazi hunter Efrem Zurov flew to southern Chile last Wednesday in a bid to find the most wanted World War II criminal thought to be alive, and he urged Herbert Heim, known as Dr. Death, to turn himself in. A doctor with Adolf Hitler's SS, Heim removed organs from victims without anesthetic and killed hundreds of inmates at Mauthausen concentration camp in Austria with injections of poison or gasoline straight to the heart. Heim has been on the
When was this?
World War II.
Okay. How'd they finally catch him?
Well, they haven't yet. The Nazi hunter, Efrem Zurov, thinks he's in one of two areas, and he's saying, I'm close, go ahead and turn yourself in.
This guy's a Nazi hunter. That's what he does?
Yeah.
Like the crocodile hunter?
Well, not exactly, but...
Well, how many Nazis are there left to keep this guy in business? I mean, I'm just trying to figure this out.
That's a question that deserves to be answered.
It really does. It's too bad I'm not the Nazi hunter to answer it. I apologize. I've slacked on my
I'm sure
efforts.
all the Nazis that were part of the Holocaust haven't been nailed.
No, but what are they got? How old is this guy that they're trying to catch?
94.
Who the hell cares at this point?
You want to go back and listen to what he was responsible for? Read that again, Dan.
Mm-hmm. He removed organs from victims without anesthetic, killed hundreds of inmates at a concentration camp in Austria with injections of poison or gasoline straight to the heart. And that's the stuff we know about.
That was also many, many years ago. He's probably somebody told him to do it.
At what point do you finally say, you know what? Obviously, you were a different person back then.
Yes.
We're gonna erase this one.
At 94, I think it's time to let him go. You catch him. You spend all this crocodile hunter money, and you go catch the guy. What are you going to do with him?
Well, he's still going to be punished for what he did.
Punished? Put him in jail for the next hour and a half?
It's not their fault that it took this long to catch him.
I guess.
And there were tons of Nazi higher-ups, guys like this, that fled near the end of World War II, especially from these concentration camps, and especially a lot of these medical whack jobs.
You don't stick some statute of limitations on crimes against humanity.
No, I know you don't, but I guess if this guy's his private money, then he can spend it any way he wants to.
Well, he works for, I can't remember the name of the foundation, but the guy who's the original...
Simon...
Wiesenthal.
Yes.
It's his foundation. He was a Nazi hunter and a very big World War II historian, especially from the aspect.
Oh, Jesus Christ. I've seen the beauty pageant chick fall enough on television. We got 6 TVs in here. 1, 2, 4, 6. We got 6 TVs in here, and 3 of them have Miss America, or whoever the hell that is, falling down.
Been all day.
I've seen it. I've seen it over and over. She slipped. Her boobs didn't come flying out, so there's really no reason for me to look at it.
Nothing for you to enjoy, no. It's just that having 2 years in a row with somebody that fell. It's big news.
All right. Obviously, and it's just the Miss USAs that are falling.
Right.
All right, then look into the conspiracy and stop showing me the video. Because I've seen it. We've been here 3.5 hours, and I've probably seen it run 12 times. It's that and Angelina's twins. The only twins I want to see from her are hanging right here. I don't care about her. I don't care about the kids. I don't care about Miss USA slipping and falling. She's a beauty pageant queen. Obviously, walking is not one of her talents.
No, it's just they got filler. They have to fill the news. They got the CNN runs the same damn stuff over and over and over.
But nothing comes flying out.
No. Well, no, of course not. If they did, they'd blur it.
So I want to see it. Why?
Because everybody likes to see somebody that graceful fall.
Yeah, but there are much better videos online of lesser people doing much more painful things.
Yeah, I haven't seen them run it today since we got here. Of who's the kid that wailed on the robber, the pizza?
Rudy.
Rudy
might be getting some cash for a story. There's a national network that called us during the break to get his number.
And I told Alfie when he called Rudy back after we had him on, I said, anybody else calls you for an interview, especially since this video is now on YouTube and the networks are picking it up, you ask them for some cash. Everybody else on their show gets paid. Sure. All the reporters that go out, they all get cash. They want an interview from you. You ask for something. I'm going to try and get him tires and wheels. I did something.
That was nice. That was very nice of you.
Well, not too many times you see somebody stand up to a dildo trying to rob a pizza place with a plastic gun.
Just wailed on him. That is the greatest video in the world. When you see that guy just passed out, laid out, gurgling in his own blood on that table.
I'm surprised they knocked him out with only 3 swats.
He was big and he was pissed. Like when he said, he goes, I was going to give him the money until he slapped me in the head with a gun. No, you didn't. It was
he even gave him the heads up. Yeah. You slapped me again. I'll beat your ass.
I'm from L.A., man. Really, you don't want to do this. It's cute.
I'm surprised he didn't just kick him out of the way after he knocked him down on the prep table and started his next order. Just because he seemed, Rudy just seemed so nonplussed by the event. Beat his ass, went outside to calm down.
And smoke.
Didn't even care if the cops came to get him.
No.
And they still think possibly somebody else inside the restaurant was in on this deal.
That seems to be what they're investigating, just to make certain one way or the other.
Because it just looked odd in the video, the security cam, as Rudy's wailing on this guy. One of the chicks in the restaurant that works there pulls Rudy off, which doesn't make any sense.
He says he wasn't going to stop either. He says, someone's going to keep pounding him. Yeah, you get adrenaline. Somebody puts a gun in my puss, and I do get the upper hand. You're right. You're going to keep wailing.
There's no reason not to. I thought he had a gun. He came in to rob us.
Just the adrenaline alone. And the anger after okay, I'm not going to get shot. Now I'm going to get mine.
Mm-hmm.
I really thought after the guy had fallen to the ground, Rudy was going to come back in after a couple of minutes, flick his butt on the ground, and then go at him for another 2 or 3 minutes.
I've had a cool. Now I'm ready to warm it up again.
Got my nicotine levels up. Now let's go. Now I forget. Why were you here again? All right. And Alfie, you called him back and told him we were going to work on trying to get his tires and wheels for his truck?
Yes, I did.
Okay. And did he say anybody else had tried to call him for interviews?
He said that he had just gotten a call that he was going to as soon as he hung up with me from another national source.
Are you telling him what I told you?
Yes, I did.
Okay. All right. How we doing, Cliff?
We're cool.
Go ahead, Dan.
Okay. And it makes sense for him as well. He's 17 years old. Opportunity to make some money for college.
Well, he can also point out to whoever calls him now, hey, this one station is helping me get this for my truck because I don't have the cash. What about you?
What you got?
How about some nice Monroe Maddox?
I think all the TV stations, like the people that call, they're used to paying for stories.
The TV stations?
Yeah.
The locals?
The big ones, the networks. This is a network one.
I don't think they are. I think most people, all of a sudden they're in the limelight, they don't think to ask for cash.
Maybe not. We'll see what happens with him, though. I'll follow up and see what they paid him.
Okay. Go ahead, Dan.
Okay. With everything we know about the risks of having unprotected sex, you'd think the rate of teen pregnancy would be dropping, but apparently that's not the case. On Friday, the National Institutes for Health reported that the number of teen pregnancies has gone up for the first time since 1991. According to the Centers for Disease Control and Prevention, 435,000 teens between the ages of 15 and 19 gave birth in 2006. By the time they turned 20, 1 in 3 teen girls will have already gotten pregnant.
Teach them how to masturbate.
It's not the same.
So if it keeps me from having sex.
I know. I think teenage girls have sex for a different reason other than the release.
They're horny.
Well, they're horny. They also want to be with the guy. They want to show, this proves my love for you.
Then
that's the greatest. If you love me.
And I'm not trying to pander, but masturbate together then.
That's not any fun. That's not what guys want. Guys want to get in there.
Well, stop with trying to teach them to go against their hormones. You're gonna go through this time in your life where your hormones are gonna be raging, and you're gonna want tight flesh pounding off of you. We want you to abstain from that, even though it's driving me wild. Just to educate you on that,
as you well know.
In fact, you guys read these books on abstaining. I gotta go golf.
The guys use the same old stuff. I'm only going to do this. I'm only going to go this
I'm
far.
talking about the schools. Stop with the abstinence. That makes no sense. It's not by handing out condoms or telling them, going through the whole realm of here are the things that could happen, here's what will happen. You go through that, cover the entire gamut. Just don't say quit. Don't.
Well, that's absurd. Always has been.
Obviously, it doesn't work. It doesn't come close to working. What was it, Dan? 1 in 3?
1 in 3.
By the time they're 20, have been pregnant, not had sex. Obviously, just have been pregnant.
How do you even advocate teaching abstinence?
Again, that was one of the biggest things Bush did that I just absolutely shook my head at and went, "Are you just stupid?"
Yeah, and I love the argument.
I worked with your daughters, Captain. Wow. Well, let's be honest.
No, I'm with you. And I love the argument of, and to a certain degree, I tend to agree with it, but not in this case, where it's...
Hang on, you agree with what? Abstinence or teaching about everything?
With schools being involved in certain things. I agree with that to an extent. And this
you can't leave sex ed to the churches because they're going to teach abstinence, and that doesn't even come close to working, especially with the Catholics.
Very true. After I was going to say now.
You know the only reason why Catholic kids aren't getting pregnant.
All right. Would you stop?
Okay. Go ahead. Go ahead, Dan.
Dan?
Still chuckling.
There's your window.
You were in the middle of something. You can finish.
I'd like I said, I forgot what it was.
Was it? You don't think that sex ed should be in the schools? Because obviously you can't leave it to the parents because all you have to do is point at the results.
Okay.
Here are the stats. However you guys been functioning up until now, your template ain't playing out.
Not working.
No, what I was going to say was I thought it was interesting how some people would argue that it should be left up to the parents, but the problem is most parents don't do that with their children. Most parents' idea of sex education is the same. Don't do it. If I catch you doing it, I'll kill you and the kid with you. So it's in a way, it's a parent's responsibility to do that. Okay, but so how are you helping parents find a way to talk to their children? It's a lose-lose by trying to go the abstinence-only route by the government.
A lot of parents don't want to go down and sit down and tell their kid, all right, here's what's going to happen. You're going to get all wet. He's going to have
Stop it.
That's about where I stop.
I got to go.
And the condom, well, you can't have them condoms because that's nothing than more validation. If you're going to go have sex, take this.
We know you're going to do it, yeah.
You can still balance it, and I'm sure that some kids would get this. I don't want you to have sex. This is not something you're supposed to do now. If you just blow it and you have sex, you use a condom, some type of birth control, because if you don't, you could end up with all types of STDs that don't go away, or even worse, you could die. Now, you do what you want, because I can't watch you nonstop.
I explained to my kids also the pregnancy thing. As you said, you had a chick that was how old when you
27.
Asked you the pull out
right in the middle of sex. She goes, well, I said, I don't have a condom. Well, just pull out right before. There's still goodies while I'm pumping, and when I pump, I mean business. Now, in my case, normally you only get the one.
Yeah.
But there's still goodies that come out that still could cause pregnancy. She had no freaking clue. She was just dumbfounded when I said, yeah, you can get pregnant even if I blow on your cactus.
You probably will. That was one thing I told my kids over and over and over. It takes
to whack off on a cactus?
No. It just takes one sperm, and there are millions. So they
don't think that. They think you have to ejaculate before all of your seeds come out. Your seeds are just sitting there at the tip waiting to get out, and one good couple of pumps, and a couple of them are going to make a run for it.
Exactly. It just kills me that a 27-year-old didn't know that. I don't know at what point I learned it, but I certainly learned it from somebody.
And I've never understood the parents that say...
My parents didn't.
Well, I never understood the parents that take the complete hands-off approach as far as teaching their kids anything about sex. It's like, you had
That's
a child...
irresponsible.
Exactly. You had a child. I don't know. Maybe talk to it, raise it.
You know what? If I had kids, I would be okay with the school having the sex ed course, because I'm not going to want to sit down and have that conversation. I don't want to explain ejaculate. I don't want to explain erection. erections. I don't want to explain any type of lubrications or condoms. Good, I'm horny. I don't want to have that conversation with any child, especially of my own. Let somebody who's removed from the situation educate my kid.
And that's why I think a perfect reason why, obviously, you don't want to have kids, and you never will. Because my thing is, if you have a child, that's part of it. You know, at some point down the line, when you have this child, you're going to be forced to communicate with it.
There's too big of a frame of denial when you have children. I'm sure, in your mind, they're always innocent and pristine, and then that hair starts growing in, and you don't want to think about it, but all of a sudden that thing's turned into a wildebeest.
I understand. I've been there. All right, relax.
Let's all play a game of just the tip. What do you say?
Of the what?
Just the tip.
What does that mean?
You never heard that?
No.
That's the whole your first.
Do I need cash?
No, that's what's great. It's free. You never heard of that?
Well, just stick the tip in?
Yeah.
All right, Chloe, come here.
Hey.
It's just a tip.
It's
not gay unless it actually goes into your sphincter.
I think it's 1.5 inches that makes it gay.
Yes. Ready to break? Okay. Seriously, go get a ruler. All right, we'll be back.
We'll be back to the Russ Martin Show. Hit after hit, and it doesn't even play music. The Russ Martin Show. Martin Show. I've got 2 tickets for paradise. I've got 2 tickets for
When did he throw that one out? Was it before the July 4th break?
Yeah.
Yeah. I didn't throw anything out.
Just going through, cleaning out files. Found this one.
Yes.
Saved it. All right.
77's Ralph Nader. And then 73 is Obama talking about Nader. God, Nader. I get clear as day. I hear what I said.
Yeah, the first time.
Yeah, we heard you.
I didn't say Nader. He's talking about
No, you didn't say Nader.
I just lowered my voice a little bit. Went Nader.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
No.
Why would I?
All right.
77's Ralph Nader. And then 73 is Obama talking about Nader.
Nader! That's so clear, it's almost uncomfortable to listen to.
It is uncomfortable, but I didn't say anything.
But it's not too. All right.
77's Ralph Nader. And then 73 is Obama talking about Nader. Quit playing it. Clearly, it would make no sense in that context. I would never. Well, I never would say that on the air. Never.
I think that's the best one so far.
I didn't do anything. What, Mudley?
The Allstate one's good too.
Did you keep that one? Do you have it or do I?
I think you do.
I don't have much.
Can we do something else?
No.
Please? There's so many other things to talk about.
Let's see. The JD. Sure you don't have it, Trey?
It's possible.
Let's see. O'Reilly buddies. Imus. Bloopers. No.
Oh, darn. It's lost.
Oh, we'll find it.
Plus, we got this one to keep us company. All right.
Stop playing 77's Ralph Nader. And then 73 is Obama talking about Nader. I hear it clear as day.
So do we.
No, Nader. I hear it clear. Yes, it is. Yes, it is. I would have no reason to say anything but Nader. You even
I'm going to have to go back. I'm going to have to go back and watch old clips of the TV show when we were on Fox to see if you slipped any back then.
I didn't slip anything in now, much less then. Everybody.
All right.
77 is Ralph Nader. And then 73 is Obama talking about Nader. Obama talking about Nader. Yes, quit playing it. I'm talking about Nader.
Playing it. Let me isolate it.
Nader. Nader.
Nader.
Nader.
Because see Nader, I heard it.
About Nader.
You know, honestly, JD, I'm trying to hear you say Nader.
This is just like all the other cuts from him. The longer you play it, the more you don't hear anything what he was trying to say.
You're telling yourself that's what's there.
Again, we could take this and play it in front of an entire auditorium full of people, give them a sheet of paper, and just write down what he say.
No. Nader. Strumpet. Will you quit playing it? Why do you do this? You do this loop fest. Quit it.
Do you like it?
I hate it.
Well, all right.
77 is Ralph Nader. And then 73 is Obama talking about Nader.
Who's that?
It's Big Stacy on line one, and another African American fellow on line two.
See, one of these days somebody's not going to get the joke, and they think I'm really saying that.
You are.
I'm not.
You are.
I'm not.
You are. Yes, Big Stacy.
Hey, boss man.
Yes, sir.
You know, it just pisses me off, JD, to laugh and smile and grin in my face and be so racial behind my back. At least when you do it to my face, so it don't bother. But old racist Grand Dragon over there, he got to do it behind my back and on the air and everything else. And that just hurts.
What am I doing behind your back?
That just hurts.
To your face, I love you, I hug you, and to you behind your back, the same thing.
That's right, and you can't say it in my face either, but you can say it on the air when I'm not around, so I don't pummel you to death.
Yeah, at least during band practice, when I say it to Stacy's face.
That's right, and you say it with love. I hear nothing but hate in JD voice.
I have no hate.
That's the hurt.
I tell you what,
that really, really hurts.
John, why don't you try it and say it in a more loving fashion?
I'm not going to say it. I don't use that word.
Give it a shot.
I don't use that word.
You use that word more than you use English.
Nah, you make it sound like off the air. That's all I walk around the hall saying. Hey, how's your lunch? Hey, how's the day? Hot enough for you?
JD, you racist bastard.
I'm not going to say that word on purpose. I don't say it by accident. I'm not going to say it. No, I'm not going to give you another opportunity to record me. The Bare Necessity song was enough.
All right.
Talking into that.
Thank you, Stacey.
All right.
Love you, Stacey.
I hate you, JD.
Here's something we didn't know until Saturday, and this nobody really cares, is Stacey brought one of his kids. Mm-hmm. That kid plays the drums really better than anybody that we've had in the band.
Wow.
It was during a lunch break. He went over and started jacking around on the drums, so I started playing one of our songs. He immediately started. Wow. And I asked Stacey, well, how come you never brought this up before? He goes, well, I didn't know. Lee Harris looked at him and goes, why don't you go home from time to time? Wow. It was astounding.
So we have
never had any lace. No, because he lives in Louisiana.
Oh, okay. That's great.
How old is his kid?
10.
And he's that good?
It was, nobody else here heard it?
I didn't.
Okay. It was astounding. And it was even more astounding. Stacey didn't know anything about it. The room got quiet when Lee Harris said, why don't you try going home?
Yeah, at least I've known to hold his tongue from
stud.
Never.
Line 2. Okay. Yes, Lee.
Hey, Bob, man, let me tell you something. Hell no. I heard him. He said, nigga. He said, nigga, I'm going to beat you out on JD if I ever see you with that mask on. Oh, God.
I can't return the favor. I didn't say that. I didn't say it. I'm not racist. I didn't say it.
All right, fine.
Don't play it again.
Let's review. All right.
77 is Ralph Nader. And then 73 is Obama talking about Nader.
Nader.
Damn. I've probably gone through this 15, 20 times, and you still can't prepare for the ending.
All right. 77 is Ralph Nader. And then 73 is Obama talking about Nader.
Were we not getting enough of the backmasking, so you decided just to throw them out?
I'm not doing this. There's nothing. I agree to you. It does sound a little bit like that. Only
It sounds just like it because, and here's my analysis, you said it.
Why would I do that? Why would I just come out with that word?
All of a sudden, it's been funny to you over the past 3 or 4 years to slip it in, and I don't even think we caught it the first time. Did we, Dan?
I don't think we did, no.
Because I didn't say it, because you heard what I said the first time. And then somebody brought it to your attention. Now that's all you can hear, because that's what you think you hear.
All right. 77 is Ralph Nader.
What, Dan?
I said not in this clip.
Yeah.
This clip, we knew it as soon as we heard it, because I think Chloe and I locked eyes and damn near passed out.
It was me that didn't hear it.
And then 73 is Obama talking about Nader.
But the one before this clip, I forget what it was. I don't think any of us really caught it, but someone called or emailed and said, you might want to check that.
Yeah, let's see which ones of JD we have. Trey, do you not have any of them on your...
I don't think I do.
All right, off to Trey. I forgot to bring my flash drive, so I don't bring it tomorrow.
Great, I'll make sure they're all loaded.
Okay. All right. What else you got, Dan? Anything to finish on?
Yes, I do. Recently, a hairless squirrel named Smoothie was brought...
I already know this story. Did you guys get the picture I sent with it?
I have the artist rendering, yes.
All right.
Recently, a hairless squirrel named Smoothie was brought to the St. Tiggy Winkles Wildlife Hospital in Aylesbury in the United Kingdom. Now, while it's not that uncommon for a squirrel to be bald, there's usually a reason for it, but vets at the hospital say that as far as they can tell, Smoothie is completely healthy, and they have no idea why he's completely bald.
You see the picture, and I'll show it to Trey. Ready, Trey? Mm-hmm. There's the picture of the hairless squirrel.
I laughed for 10 minutes straight when I opened that email. I think I'm going to go outside to breathe.
Where did you get that picture of Gavin?
Scrolling down.
It's one of the band concerts where he's got no shirt on.
Because I was scrolling down and it was hidden. It said to see the squirrel roll down the picture. I roll it down. I go, bah! Literally almost fell out of my chair. Very nice. Where'd you get that picture, Gavin?
I think I just said, but thanks for listening.
Where was it? Say it again.
No. Would you like me to sign an autograph or something?
No.
I'll write on there. Thanks for listening.
Time to time, I turn away.
How about we leave here?
Complete a weak moment.
Ready, Dan?
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
Now you've done it.
You all right, Trey?
They have these things, JD, that you put on your head when you're in here.
Of course, the guy that's laughing the most is the one that watches TV most of the day.
He still hears me.
Not half the time.
I can't remember if I played this or not. You know the Fart Clops guys?
Yeah.
They took the recording of the Batman and the Monsters that Chuck and I did and threw their Fart Clops mix into it.
Oh, nice.
Did I play this?
No, you haven't.
Okay, you can do the plugs over this then. Sweet. Any other part of the show you want to know about John before we go?
No, I'll cut most of it.
Okay. All right, Dan, let's go.
All right, for more information on The Russ Martin Show, including pictures, videos, and anything you didn't hear, go to russmartin.com. To answer any questions you may have about the show, go to russmartin.info. To email the show and during the show only, send that to studio@russmartin.com. Other show websites, johndavidryan.com, danO'Malley.com, djclo.net, treytrenholm.com, and for Chuck the band manager, chuckwheat.com. And for more wonderful tunes such as the one you're hearing now, website fartclops.com. Russ gets his guitars and band equipment from the Guitar Center. Their website, guitarcenter.com. The official liquor store of the show is Majestic Fine Wine and Spirits. Their website, majesticliquors.com. And the official airline of the show is Southwest Airlines. Their website, southwest.com. And the official site for Live 105.3 is live1053.com.
All right, see you guys tomorrow.
You can now listen to The Russ Martin Show anytime you want on the web at russmartin.info.